All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's the freezing cold middle of winter. Well, no, we're just in early winter. Anyway, it's late November. It's dark. It's time for some cozy Guild Wars 2 Path of Fire action. I'm pretty mad at myself for not having done a video. So this is unadvertised because I don't want to spam people with stream advertisement things. We've got lots to talk about, lots to do. I've got a cool idea for what I want to do on this stream. And I also need to make a decision about this next challenge, like whether I want to go back to Merciless or I want to do Path of Fire. I think people would be more interested in watching Path of Fire-based stuff, so maybe I have to say no to Merciless for a while. I kind of want to speed run the game still. I don't know. I've got to figure this out. I've got to figure out the Path of Fire thing, where we make a new account that doesn't have Heart of Thorns and stuff. I think that could be really fun to do as a community as well. So I want to give people, if I go for that, I want to give people like time in advance to know. So yeah. Also, I've not got a windshield today, or a pop filter, so I don't know whether it's going to sound like ass, the microphone. I'm going to try and hold it in a way that means it doesn't sound like ass, but we'll see. So you guys will just have to complain about that loudly and regularly in chat, and survive my wrath as it becomes a thing. Anyway, hello everybody. We got lots here early today. It's not like much has been going on with Guild Wars. Netco00, hello. Insomniatic. The Gribble Girl says it's still late autumn until December. No, that's BS. It's winter now, isn't it? Wouldn't you call that winter? Late November is winter. Early November is late autumn. Late November is winter. Winter to me is late November till like the start of March. That's what I would say. And then spring is the start of March until, I don't know, the start of May, maybe. The second half of May. Anyway, hello. Survive my broth, indeed. As you can see from the stream title today, we are... Wait, what did I title it again? I can't find it. Oh, Twitch didn't refresh properly. We are Witless, Demented Egomaniacs. It did update, didn't it? Let me refresh the page. I'm going to have to refresh to make sure that actually updated. Because that's what I wanted to be called today. It still says Renegade and Path of Fire stuff. Oh, no, it didn't update. How very dare you, Twitch. Outrageous. In my brain, winter is December, January, February. Yeah, maybe in my brain, I consider winter to be a little bit longer than it actually is. Anyway, holy shit, we got a lot of people here. For, like, I haven't even done the intro. So it's not going to be very long today, because I've just done some washing, and I can't be bothered to make a cup of coffee and rinse out the soap suds and all that stuff. So I'm just going to get a can of some sort, log in, make sure I'm all good. And we'll probably be playing NA today. I've got an idea. I'm not going to lie to you all. It's a bit fillery as an idea. But we got plenty to talk about, so that's fine. And it will be something tangible. So yeah, I guess we'll just go live. It's great to see everyone. This is really cool. I'm not appreciative enough of what I've got. It's been another one of those weeks for me where I've been watching like a lot of smaller YouTubers and smaller streamers and stuff. And I look back at Wooden Potatoes. And it's like, why do I have this? Like, anyway, it's great to see you all. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you all in a sec. Don't go anywhere. Please. Alright, seriously. See, I told you that'd be short. I told you. I'm hoping that my music and things isn't playing and stuff in the background. We'll be in game really, really quickly. Just wanted to say hi, basically, to everyone. Yeah, let's get rolling with some stuff. So somebody asked me why I am being shown as on offline. Blade Fist LL. It's actually a funny thing. I don't think I've ever really talked about this. It's not like I've been hiding from it, but in a sense I've been hiding. You guys know me, I'm quite private about things anyway. But one of the things I'm unnecessarily probably private about is on Twitch, my Twitch account. I always appear as invisible. So I don't know when I go live, does that hurt my viewership? I actually have no idea. But I always appear as invisible. I'm invisible right now. The reason I do that is because I do quite a lot of snooping. Well, not that much. I go in phases. Sometimes I'll do a lot of snooping on various channels, and I don't like it when it gets printed in chat. All the potatoes has joined the room. I also very rarely use chat, especially in the Guild Wars scene, because oh god, this is gonna sound like a humble brag. It's not. I always feel kind of bad because if I use chat and I make myself known, essentially, quite often people will be like, "Oh, hi WP, how's it going?" Blah blah. And I like that. I like chatting with people. I love how friendly people are. I love being recognized. You know, it's all in its egotistical glory that it's all wonderful. But I always feel bad for the streamer because no one likes to be streaming and then all of a sudden their chat is, rolling on about someone else, and then you can just see it. You can see the pressure across their faces every time it happens. So I try to not use other people's chat as much as possible because I don't like it becoming the Wood and Potatoes show. It's not the Wood and Potatoes show. It's whoever else's show it is, and so anyway. So yeah, I appear as invisible, and that's basically the way that it goes. You're jealous you can't have this client? So yeah, that background, that's a mock-up that Welk made, which is a version of his Heart of Thorns one. I also made my own version of it, which you can see on the post-show, which I had to make on my own because I couldn't go to Welk for help because that would have been breaking NDA. So I had to do my own version, and then he did a slightly better one as well later, which had some heat ripples and stuff because he's far, far better at this stuff than me. So I ended up nicking his in the end anyway. But yeah, and the music was Land of the Golden Sun. Anyway, so how's everyone doing? I hope we're all good. If they bring Cantha back and they won't use the Guild Wars factions, I will write. Yeah, that music is beautiful, isn't it? Oh, if people want to know the music, type Wood and Potatoes Law Emissive, I think is what you'll type. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. I really, really want Cantha at the moment for one of the big reasons that I want a really good reason to go back and do the Law series. I live near a zoo. Maybe I do live near a zoo. Ooh. Now, how would you have figured that out, St. Kuna? If they bring back... oh, wait, I already read that. I got a notification when you went live, so I don't think it hurts you. Do you ever try to RP in the game? I'm pretty sure you might enjoy it. Yeah, I think I'd enjoy it if I tried it, but no, I've never done it. I don't know anyone that would do it. I don't know, I feel like there's a bit of a stigma against RPers that I'm too much of a social coward to risk inflicting upon myself. So, yeah. You should get a Smurf account, WP. Then you could also win lotteries on your own streams. It's funny. We're skirting around a topic that I don't really want to go on and on about. But... YouTube's very good at spam, finding spam. If anyone really posts a hyperlink anywhere in YouTube comments, it will flag it as spam. And on occasion, I'll go through my spam inbox because mixed in there are real messages. My videos tend to get a lot of like walls of text written by people, which is great and lovely. But YouTube, the bastard, quite often, it's getting better, but it quite often catches them in the spam filter, so I check too. Anyway, the past year or so, I don't know what it is. All right, and no judgment. Well, there are judgments being made, but we won't focus on them. A lot of churches seem to have taken to spamming on random... I guess they figured that this is the best way to get people to look at their faith, by spamming YouTube videos. Guild Wars 2 YouTube videos, it would seem. So I've got all this spam from these various fucking... what's the word? What's the word of like a branch of a faith? There's a word for that. Anyway... why am I talking about this? I literally can't remember. Someone said something that made me want to talk about that. Oh yeah. Anyway, they've got links, so they get removed. Oh no, right, I remember. Yeah. So the idea of me having a Smurf account, you know, they're everywhere, and it made me smile to realize, like, this was last week or so, that I could just approve all of those and have all these spammed things out on all my videos if I wanted. And I realized if I made my own Smurf YouTube account to spam deliberately on Wood and Potatoes videos, and it was associated with a gold... Remember, somebody outreached me to do a sponsorship, a brand deal with a gold seller, right? So I could become my own gold seller, spam on the Wood and Potatoes videos, have the privilege of having those comments approved. No one would question me, no one would doubt it, but I get all this amazing advertisement, and I get to grow. I get to sell Guild Wars 2 Gold on the side, right? Or whatever nefarious, gross, end-user license agreement breaching thing might be out there. So that did occur to me when I was scrolling through all these people telling me that I... what was it they said? I am a sinner and I need... What was the word? There's a hilarious word that they were using. That I need to repent and I need to proffer myself or something. Anyway. Denominations? Maybe that was the word. Anyway, look. Yeah, I could do that on Twitch as well, I guess. Damn, now WP has a backup plan if we let the Patreon fail. I know. Are you quitting Guild Wars 2 finally? Yeah, I'm quitting to do religious-based videos. What do you think? You guys into that? I think it could be pretty fun. It could be pretty cool. Alright, let's go in game. And hopefully that actually works. So there's a new OBS version just released, which gives new video controls and things as well. So that's pretty nice. Alright, let's see what we got here. So yeah, big week-ish, I guess, for Guild Wars. Was it before or after the... Yeah, it was since the last stream. Season 4 has been announced. Season 4 is on everybody's radar now. So we got lots of fun speculation we can do about that, and I'm sure that will carry most of the discussion on this stream. So we do have that. There's also... let me turn this up a bit, I guess. And turn down the effect. I had the effects volume up for the pistol, which I'll talk about in a second. What else happened? So I got a bit of egg on my face as well. I'm happy to admit it. I've got a little bit of egg on my face. On the Monday stream, the EA thing was just kicking off with the loot box mania, blah, blah, blah. By the way, if anyone's a fan of Gaming Circle Jerk normally, then you will love Gaming Circle Jerk this week. It's so good. Anyway, that was going on, and all the downvotes were coming in, and I expressed cynicism in no soft terms that it was all pointless because companies don't care about your upvotes. They care about their bottom line and the upvote, and I suggested that the upvotes had no power, and I even went so far as to say I really don't want this to be responded to so that people will remember in future. But it was responded to, and as far as I understand, not that I'm really clued in on all of this stuff, change was enacted. So I got a bit of egg on my face. I was very doubtful that all those downvotes on the EA comment would mean anything, but I think they disabled all microtransactions in the game for now. There was also a fascinating post from a guy talking about who claimed to work for marketing in EA, but just sort of a different branch, and he basically predicted everything that they were going to do before they did it. And it's following that course, which essentially means that nothing will change. But anyway, so yeah, that was pretty interesting. And everyone's talking about it. I saw there was a Jack Black interview on some talk show talking about one of his kids spent like $3 grand on microtransactions. So even discussion going on there, mind-blowing, truly mind-blowing. Anyway, Reg says, okay, WP, so which god would you make ads for? The mysterious, perhaps existing 6th god? Oh, the new one, the Balthazar replacement, of which we have no real understanding of. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's funny to me that you immediately assumed it was all going to be Tyria and Guild Wars 2 based. That didn't even cross my mind. But I guess when people are on a Wood and Potato stream, they're sort of in that mode, right? Yeah, sure. That Guild Wars 2 god. Welcome, Climbing Snowman. It's good to see you. The Grebel Girl says, I've had a new job for a couple of months, and I've booked off 2 days after the patch hits. Praise Joko. Very nice. Good timing right there. Good timing indeed. Demon King Taku says, so basically just keep them gone for a month or 2, then bring them back so the outrage is gone. Yeah, and they make changes, but they are insignificant. But what the idea of the changes is, the fact that changes have happened, you know, as just as a notion, is it makes reviews and things out of date. or seem out of date, even though they're not. So it's kind of the reverse of Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 doesn't get the respect it deserves, despite genuine, real, significant changes. The EA technique is, in the face of a backlash, is to do the reverse of that. Make out like big changes have occurred to invalidate old reviews and stuff, where people were pointing out all the problems, and then the new ones. So you get the picture. Anyway, it's kind of like a manipulative psychological thing. It's all very interesting. I love where gaming meets like social studies and stuff. I think it's so interesting. Why no Joko emote? Because we don't really meme around and stuff here. Oh my god, I just got a thing. I got the riddle of the renegade. Wow. So, alright, let me just be clear. Today we're going to be talking a lot about Season 4, I hope. But also, for the footage itself, I'm going to squat up. For the footage itself, what I want is the Deadeye weapon. Now, I don't have a single specialization collection done for Path of Fire yet, so I want to do that. I've already handled the really kind of fiddly bit of getting the Mordant Bone Spitter. To get the Mordant thing, you need the recipe. To get the recipe, you need the Awakened. To get the Awakened thing, it's like RNG from chests and stuff. So I've done all of that. I've also bought this, which was really pricey. It was like 50 gold on the TP, so I'm not exactly very wealthy. I've got 49 gold, but I'm pretty sure that will cover the rest of everything else, okay? So we're going to go through this list, and we're going to pick this up. Now, the reason I want the Cursed Flintlock is because this is the gun. I mentioned it on a stream a while back. I don't know if anyone remembers. It doesn't look that good, sure, but it sounds just like a laser pistol weapon from one of my favorite nostalgia trip games of all time, Little Big Adventure. So I really want this gun. Also, I've been playing Gunslinger Deadeye a lot over this week. Well, not a lot, a reasonable amount. A few different variants of it, not exactly like the Boots Bad build version, just, and when I say that, what I mean is I didn't really remember anything that Boots said from that video, but I basically just built a gunslinger, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of overlap. I actually think Boots wasn't using deadly arts though. I think he was using trickery, but that's not as smart in my opinion, or like he was swapping one of them. Anyway, but yeah, this is really fun. So I want a bit of Thief gameplay. Also, if we do the Path of Fire Smurf account thing where we play just Path of Fire without Heart of Thorns, I think I would want to do it on a Thief, because this is a really fun... This is actually one of my favorite open world builds of all time. It's not my favorite because it's particularly strong. It's my favorite because it has a really clear gameplay space. In its single target projectile heavy nature, and it's strong where it's strong, but then if you fight against something that starts reflecting, it's all of a sudden really weak. I really love the gameplay that comes from this. I think it's really, really awesome. And actually, I think this would be a recommendation for me for any new Path of Fire player, just because the actual game you play is like so fun with this. It's just like a very specific kind of play style, and I don't mean rotationally. I mean in terms of the kind of mobs. Like until I started playing this, I didn't realize how many Heart of Thorns mobs reflect. I didn't realize. And like retaliation is something that you really pay attention to. It's also really sturdy and sustaining. So yesterday I was practicing on various bosses. So it can solo a lot of champions if you run the right version. So anyway, we'll talk about that in a very second. Laser sword meta WP plus. The laser sword. No mount Path of Fire. Yeah, see, if I do the Smurf thing, I'm kind of interested in the idea of playing all of Path of Fire without any mounts as well. But then there are some gates, so I don't know how I'd work that. Have I tried all of the Path of Fire Elite specs? Is there one I haven't tried yet? See, Mug is just so strong. Like, I'm killing all of those guys with the F1. It's just so nice. I really like the playstyle. Also, I wish that one of these traits or one of these skills or something was called Assassin's Promise, because this is basically Guild Wars 1 Assassin Promise build, and it's so nice. And yet they you even get like an emulation of energy as a mechanic because of initiative. Oh, it's glorious. So I am running Dragon's Buff Puns though. Is there a Path of Fire Elite spec I haven't tried yet? Well, I'll tell you what, there's an easy way to see. We just go Path of Fire. Specializations. I've not played Spellbreaker, I've not played Soul Beast, and I've not played Firebrand. Hilariously, these two, the fact these are empty is a great demonstration of the fact I've not PvP'd since POF came out. And Soul Beast either. So these three I've not played. It's funny because Spellbreaker was one of the ones I really wanted to do a proper playthrough as a Sun Spear of POF on, which I just haven't got around to just yet. Today I saw they have moved the Nala and Dala monuments north near Kamadan, and my heart bled. At least that shaman's map suggests. UNU, is that some kind of emote? Should we be concerned they will do this to other distinctive concerns? Should we be aware that it might happen? Sure. Concerned, I don't know whether I would be concerned. But that's interesting. Your Spellbreaker chose Joko. That's kind of hilarious, dude. That's actually kind of amazing. That dad guy says the map doesn't go far enough south to show Kamadan. You're right, that dad guy. This one in game doesn't, but you actually already have downloaded on your PC on the guildwars2.dat in the archive. This is just a small slice of a larger map that if you data mine, you will see the full thing. And it's actually true that the map does go far enough south to Istan. It actually is there. It's just further down. So you're both right and not right. So that Shaman's Historical Guide to Tyria has the full thing as its background, so. What the fuck over 33k AP? You know, I haven't really looked at AP for ages. But yeah, with Halloween and... so the boss isn't here. There's a really good boss to kill that spawns here that I wanted to show off the build and the power of the build. Because you're not even looking at the power of the build right now. The key trait that makes this so strong and nice, in situations where it's strong and nice, if that makes sense, is not even visible right now. So I'm going to go and try and find another boss. Nor do I know what statues you're talking about. So what they're talking about are two off-island statues, Nala and Dala. You actually met the spirits of Nala and Dala in the Path of Fire story. Before Path of Fire, they were never, you know, NPCs in that form. But they're statues of twin sister queens that ruled over the age of the primeval kings, I think it was, right as it fell to the Scarab Plague. And they were always an interesting bit of lore. There were two basically giant offshore statues watching over Istan that you could see in the distance in various places in Guild Wars 1. And then they were sort of the last queens. In Path of Fire, they kind of suggest a little something. And that's that they might have been tricked into a false sense of security, which has led a few people, I believe Cossage, who frequently looks at this Twitch chat, I don't know whether they're around today, to believe maybe that could have something to do with Joko. So the boss isn't here either, which is frustrating. Yeah, and they were out at sea. Don't forget, like, one of the cool things about Istan was it's a bit like Great Britain, baby. It was all about its navy. It was all about, you know, the seas. And that was where its strength was. And so it was kind of cool to have these two, you know, architectural marvels out in the water as well around it. I think it was very Istan to see. So why does the quality of the stream suck? Probably your encoder settings, because I'm showing as streaming 4000 kbps right now. So I can almost guarantee you that it's not on my end. And then the Navy failed. Well, did it? I mean, it sieged Gandhara. It got there. It got the troops in. But then the troops messed up. And even then, the troops only messed up because of the goddamn demons that Varesh had. And that's the only actual direct military assault we've seen they've all been through, actually, isn't it? So that boss isn't there either. I'm kind of annoyed. I want to show you a boss kill. We'll go to HOT in a second to show you something off. Okay, so Toastmaker3 says, so who is a witless, demented egomaniac? So I was reading a thread on Build a PC just before this stream went live. And the thread was called Not to be Rude, but why does everyone who's trying to build a PC ask for parts to allow them to stream and edit and stuff? Where are all these streamers? And I clicked the thread. It's an interesting thread to me as well, because one of the biggest, like, I remember some guy got angry at me years ago. Over what? I've got no idea. I just make videos about a game, right? But they got really mad and left this huge wall of text about how much they loathed me, blah, blah, blah. And in it, they described me as the modern day version of, you know, like 70s kids buying a guitar and thinking they'll be rich and famous. And just being total losers that live in their basements and they'll never make it. They don't have the talent for it, blah, blah, blah. So someone basically spat all this at me to try and get under my skin and, you know, to upset me or whatever. And it was never something I'd really made a comparison before, but they might have had a point. You know, there are tons of people around trying to be big YouTube stars and big Twitch celebrities and blah, blah, blah. And maybe they are kind of the equivalent. I raid with a teacher. And he says that when most of the little kids that he, you know, like, so he's a primary school teacher. Most of the kids, when they ask what do they want to do when they grow up, what do they want to do for a living, they all say, yeah, I want to be a YouTuber, I want to be a Twitch streamer. And hearing stuff like that and noticing stuff like that actually makes me feel really terrible about what I'm doing, because it's like, Christ, you know, this is what we're in league with here. We have to really care about what we're doing to sort of escape that. So there's another boss here. This is a boss that will wreck me anyway, because that is retail, so I don't quite know where I came in. Anyway, so all of this is stuff I guess I'm vaguely interested in. There's a build a PC thread where someone was like, why does everyone build PCs wanting to stream? Why does everyone build PCs wanting to edit? Where are they all? You know, there's not that many successful people doing it. And in it, anyway, there was a whole comment chain about you know, streamers and why streamers are successful, blah blah blah, just in a tech forum essentially, and someone casually made the observation that the only successful people on Twitch are Witless, Demented, Egomaniacs. And it was such like an aggressive, like, but also articulate description. It made me burst out loud laughing, and this was all about 5 minutes before I was setting up the stream. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to go stream, I guess. And so I decided to title my stream that. In an ironic way, I guess you could say, I don't know. But yeah, so that's why today we are Witless. I don't know whether I should consider myself successful. But there you go. That's what you're looking at, people. It's good. Always feels good. Sure, it's not important, but have you seen one of the bandit caves in the Ilona Riverlands? There's a map of Ilona on the table with a knife through Istan. Okay, I've been to those bandit things. I don't remember seeing any maps there. However, I'm pretty sure there have been maps of Ilona since launch. Oh, such evade. That destroyed my initiative. Oh. See, but that's what I kind of like about this build. See, and now he's shielding. Did he reflect there? Do the knights reflect while shielding? We need to land some hits here, like, big time. We lost our assassin's promise there. Or, sorry, mark, as it's called. This is way too loud. The music is super annoying. We're muted as well, so why is it... There we go. So yeah, we'll go to Path of Fire. You support yourself through your videos slash streams. I'd call that successful. There you go. So that means we are indeed a witless, demented egomaniac. I mean, obviously there's different bars. Ewendell says, but you're not a successful streamer. Thanks, guys. Thanks very much. Writing mechanics required for a proper role-playing experience require a heavy investment in development. Different to what is now, I think. It's a little out of scope of what ArenaNet's developing now. What's a little out of scope, sorry? Don't really know why I'm here, to be honest. We need a witless, demented egomaniac potato emote. I mean... I feel like that's asking a lot of whatever artist is given that job. I also like this build because you can see the damage numbers keep... And I know there's various skills that do that in this game. But juggling and seeing the numbers roll and roll and roll and roll is kind of fun to me because... oh, here's Dwayna herself. Because it lets you know, like, exactly how much you've done. Or generally. Is she just bailing? What's going on? Does she just sprint in circles? I'm not going to waste my time headshotting. So here you can see the strength of the builds. We can stand here, no dodging, face tank whatever she throws at us, as long as she doesn't get too crazy scaled. Come on, move out of the way, Squire. And just heal the hell up. So if you watch my health, our health just rockets up at an insane speed constantly. This is what you're supposed to be excited about right now. Just looking at our health as we just spam skill 3. So comfortable. Look at this. And we've done 100,000 damage, 130. And now finally we have to stop. And so with this, you can basically kill... As long as the boss doesn't have retail, as long as the boss doesn't have... copious amounts of reflects, you can do this. The build isn't actually that strong in an offensive respect because you're always going to lose your Deadeye's mark on bosses. It's much better, but you know, it's okay. Look, we just got that for Bolt and we got that for Twilight as well. Christ knows how long it's been since I killed that boss then. Jesus. So there you go. We got a bit of a demonstration there. It's really fun. I really, really, really like the sustain of the build. Is this healing NG? No. This is Deadeye. Is that a joke? All right. So yeah, let's go to POF. Let's start with the collections. Yeah, I was only in awe to just show off some mobs, basically. So anyway, our first job is to get map completion on a desert map. Now, I'm thinking of going for the Crystal Oasis just because it will be the quickest. Presumably because it's the first one. But I don't even really know. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to go to General. I'm going to go to Content Guide. And we're going to hide Events and Personal Story. But turn it on. And what this will do is this will give us a handy little arrow that we can use to zerg around brainlessly to every single map completion objective. And as much as I usually hate turning off my brain so much in games, particularly RPGs that I want to get invested in, this allows me to look at chat while we play. And it should be lots of fun. No, I haven't chain loaded the goddamn add-on or set up hotkeys. So yes, you're going to be looking at me manually swapping mounts. Feel free to try and troll me with that. But yeah. PPST, NA or EU. Oh, you're saying psst. And no tag up yet. Oh, sorry, I never tagged. It's NA. It's NA today. NA today. Okay, let's do that. Let's just zerg around, I guess. The problem with roleplay in Guild Wars 2 is an endless cycle. ArenaNet don't add support for roleplaying because the roleplay community isn't big enough, but the roleplay community isn't big enough because the ArenaNet don't support them. I think you can use that, though, that logic, that excuse for basically any part of the game that isn't supported as much as you'd like. I think the most prominent example of that, actually, or where it's most important, is PvP. There's kind of a question of, like, if the community, if the experience isn't good enough to sustain itself, then, you know, how much do you need to... The idea isn't that you should invest forever, perpetually, which is kind of what has to happen with PvE, just to keep people in. Really, you want to make a game that's good enough that will sustain itself for a really long period of time while you can be fairly hands-off. That's why, like, competitive games are so profitable and nice. And yeah, you're going to be hands-on in various respects, but it's nothing like, you know, the Guild Wars 2 format of constantly having to make Living World and constantly having to make expansions to keep people excited about the game. So I don't know. I don't know how much the RP side of the game needs to get to that point. Okay, we get that as well. Does WP acknowledge subs anymore? Absolutely, yeah. Maybe for the first 20 minutes of this stream I haven't looked. But yeah, every day, every stream I look at them. Sorry, I'm guessing you subbed and you're feeling terrible because I never even noticed. 6 minutes ago. There you go, Get Cooped. Get Cooped, I recognise you. This is 3 months in a row. I very specifically remember calling your name out before in the past. So why do you have the impression that I don't call out subs? Anyway, Tater Law. Thanks very much. And thanks very much for the sub with Amazon Prime there. That's very cool of you. Thank you. Earlier we had Insomniatic as well, who said, woohoo, love the weekend streams just to get a bit of a look into how things for you, WP. Well worth the sub fee. That's really cool of you, dude. Thanks so much. And 4 months in a row. Ioki, 25 minutes ago, was also there, who said it's been 6 months already. Damn. We had a Jules during the pre-stream and Sigma 403 during the pre-stream as well. It's really weird, guys. I don't stream much, but I actually got a reasonable amount of money the past 2 months, comparatively anyway, to YouTube from Twitch. I think for the first time in my life, I understand why everyone Twitch streams now. Because, yeah, I don't know what it is. So, thanks, like, everybody who subbed and stuff. It actually kind of meant something the past the past 2 months. So I really, really, really appreciate that. I don't know whether that's going to keep up. My suspicion is not, and that this is just because it was kind of the Path of Fire release stuff. But yeah, everybody who subbed, anyone who's considered subbing, thank you guys. Honestly, it means a huge amount. Wabdor has a great video about the state of RP in Guild of Sea. I recommend you watch it. Ah, that's interesting. I mean, I don't know too much more than the general story of, oh, they killed it with mega servers. And that generally, oh, it used to be so good. I know that certain servers used to have a really, really thrilling RP side to them, which I never really interfaced with much myself, I must admit. But, you know, like, you hear stories about what Tarnished Coast used to be like in Divinity's Reach and stuff. And I can understand people being upset with it. Can you post the build, by the way? Can you post the... Oh, the build. The Deadeye build? I don't know how... I haven't built it. Just... Literally, I'm not that good at buildcraft, right? Just go in game, equip 2 pistols, and slot on traits you think work. This is... The gear I'm wearing is all Zerk, Force and Accuracy, and I'm in exotic armor with Scholar Runes. Okay? The traits that I currently have are Critical Strikes, where I'm running... either this, where you get Might whenever you get Fury, or you can just swap for, like, Twin Fangs. You could even run Signets of Power, I guess, but or Twin Fans. I'll run this, I guess. Crit damage and crit chance by 7% each. That's probably a bit better than a little bit of Might. Practice Tolerance. And then Invigorating Precision for the crazy healsies. If you want your damage back, you can go no quarter. And no quarter is like a much glassier version of it where you can't heal. But if you're ever going to fight a boss, just swap on Invigorating Precision and you become like immortal. As long as you keep damaging, you are immortal. And it's a very glassy build. So this is like one of the only big important swaps of the entire build, basically. I'll show you the glassier version if you like. Then, yeah, you could run... I'm pretty sure Boots was looking at Trickery, right? So Boots' idea was all about the on-kill stuff. So the advantage of Trickery is more initiative... And you will see I get low on initiative with my pistols, right? Trickery helps you circumvent that. You can even get rid of, like, your alternate weapon set and run quick pockets to keep your initiative rolling forever. Also nice for bosses, I guess. And then it augments the steel, right? So steel can daze, steel can rip their boons and give them to you and your allies even. And then you can run... either Burst of Agility here, which is even more quickness, fury, and swiftness, and the fury can become even more might, or you can run Thrill of the Crime. And when you're fighting tons of mobs, you go, you know, F1, might, fury, swiftness, F1, might, fury, swiftness, F1, might, fury, swiftness. And every time the fury on this ticks, it ticks triple might, so it's like 4 might every time. So this was like one of the versions that Boots was running. I think he might have even had a Shadow Arts version going where you stealth yourself and then it comes back. But personally, I think it's too much of a loss. Deadly Arts, yes, is less on the initiative. But Mug, oh, it's so nice. Just a 2k splash damage and a big heal every time you get a new target. It's really nice. And it's stacked on top of Invigorating Precision. It's just so sturdy. This slot is really shit, basically. And you can run Revealed Training and, like, try to stealth yourself randomly every now and then for 200 power if you want. I was running Panic Strike because, I don't know, PvP formats, Panic Strike would be the no-brainer choice. And then Executioner. So here you get more damage because you get 20% damage here and then 30% damage there. If you run Trickery, you only really have lead attacks bumping your damage for 15%, which is only half as much. So yeah, I like Deadly Arts. Besides, this whole marking mechanic of the Deadeye, with Deadeye's Gaze and Deadeye's Mark, that is so much like Assassin's Promise from Guild Wars 1. And Assassin's Promise was actually a Deadly Arts skill. So, that gets me hard thinking about that, basically. So that's another silly little reason why I set this up. So there you go, that's it. And then you just run around spamming skill 3 on your pistols and have funsies. It's terrible for AoE, but it can bounce through targets quite quickly. It's terrible for... anything that can mitigate projectiles. But what it means is you actually get quite a profound and fun experience, I think, personally. Especially if instead of, like, running short bow, because mounts, why would you care anymore, I guess? If instead of that you run, like, sword dagger, maybe? Or sword pistol? Could even be kind of fun. Then you've got, like, that very classic, strong guild... and it's something that's not very pure in this game anymore, but I think is one of the best experiences you can have for combat, where you've got a range set and a melee set. And certain warrior builds have been very fun for this. The gameplay that comes from that is really great. So, you know, if they are reflecting, you can swap to your melee kit and go for that. But then go back to your ranged one. I really like that. Right now, I'm on double range just because of Infiltrator's arrow, but it doesn't matter because of the mounts. If I'm perfectly honest, the reason I've got it there is because I didn't min-max this much, and Chukun Champawat on this outfit is just obviously the most badass thing that I've ever made in the game. So yeah, there you go. Oh, I did the light touch and it didn't quite work out. There we go. What kind of mechanics do you think they can link to the mastery system for X-Pac 3? I don't know, man. I don't even like thinking about it right now. Oh, God, I'm an idiot. I'm such an idiot. I don't even like thinking about it right now. I want to see the mastery system change for X-Pac 3. They already revealed in an AMA that making masteries, good masteries, is really hard. So there, right, if you don't know how crabs work, crabs go into a block state. They'll block the first 5 attacks and then stop blocking. And you might think, oh, well, that's going to kill this build. It doesn't, because you just penetrate the defense so goddamn fast. Yeah, Marauders as well. Oh, it's Ewendel. Ewendel, 5 minutes. Did somebody mention money, PogChamp? Dude, thank you so much. I feel really bad because you're the only one doing it at the moment. And I'd mentioned to you that it's really cool because usually when you do it, someone else might remember that it's a possibility and they might do it. But that hasn't happened for ages. But I don't want to mention that because I don't want it to seem like I'm begging. So I'm in this weird situation. But just know that I very much appreciate that. Thank you very, very much, Ewendel. That's so lovely of you. I know you get crabs if you go unprotected. Lovely. So the quickest way to finish this, by the way, I believe, is using the skill 1 on the crabs from the raptor. But I kind of messed that up by killing them regularly. Yeah, I know I'm begging. Look at the stream title. It's okay, right? I'm not pretending to be anything else, obviously. How long did it take me to craft the short bow? Quite a while. It was basically the only the only legendary weapon I made during the entire Heart of Thorns days, except the 2 I made for the legendary contest. Was that it? I think I made 2 for the legendary contest. I can't really remember anymore. But I think I made 2 out of my own funds on that. But yeah, I think this was the only personal one I made during all that time. That's a good little insight there into when I say I'm not like some crazy hardcore elitist bastard that plays all the time and has lost touch with the casual base, you know, and I don't anticipate making many more during the Path of Fire days either. What was the other thing I was going to say though? Oh yeah, the competition. Yeah, so season 4's been announced. The competition, people are remembering. I noticed someone made a Reddit thread about it, which to remind people, which was really nice. I saw it had a lot of comments. I looked at it in very early, and the whole thing about the affiliate link came up again, which I've explained until I'm blue in the face, and I just didn't need my soul crushed over. So I've kind of avoided that thread like the plague, to be honest. But yeah, it seems more people remembered. We've had a few more cool entries. Again, I will keep impartial and distant, and I won't talk about them exactly, but we've had a few more cool entries, which is very nice to see. Still plenty of time, guys. You've got a week and a half to get some kind of submission in. Don't forget, at least 25 people will win this. Oh my god, killing stuff is too addicting. I need to use the raptor. Can't I hand the treats in now as well, and then I'll just finish it instantly? I'm pretty sure I can. Did you find the Easter egg at the start of the first Path of Fire story instance yet? No, I didn't, and I feel like many things from that trip, it must be something I misheard or misunderstood or just don't know. I really don't know what on earth they were talking about. I also, for what it's worth, still don't know where the swinging boys are in these maps. Do people know? Is that common knowledge and I'm just bad and out of touch? Because I don't know about those either. Yeah, okay, so the story of the Easter egg, for people that don't know, is when I was playing the first instance, a dev suggested to me that there was an Easter egg in this instance. I can't even remember who it was anymore. But a dev suggested to me there was an Easter egg and I'd missed it, and they'd been watching to see if I'd see it, and I didn't see it. And I was like, oh man. That's it. That's all I remember from that entire thing now. Alright, so as we do this, by the way, we're going for map completion as one of our objectives. But there's also some other stuff. So we can purchase this from Mayor Kabir. in Zephyr's Trace. So that's where the Zephyrite used to be. So we'll need to pay attention there. The Mystic Coin in the Wishing Well is easy enough. Complete the bounty for the Forged Warmonger. That's the Domain of Ambi. That's the Desolation. That's complete any race in the Crystal Desert. So we can do that quite comfortably. Dead House. Caffeinated Scrit. So where does the Scrit spawn in Path of Fire maps? Does anybody know one of the Scrit locations? I'm pretty sure the Easter egg is some NPC that talks to you if you walk a bit to the side. Okay, that doesn't sound very Easter eggy. The guy that was talking about the affiliate link was an enormous dick. I wouldn't worry about it. Well, I don't know how that thread exactly worked, and I wouldn't want to call anyone an enormous dick. I understand why it looks really, like, manipulative and gross and cheesy and whatever. But, I mean, it was a huge discussion that we had when the thing launched. My opinions haven't changed since when it launched, and I think my reasoning is perfectly sound. So, I don't know whether someone was being a dick about it here. It's just I'm tired of having the same conversations again and again and again. Particularly when it's that I have to be defensive. So that's annoying. He spawned in Vuln, so we wasted our mark. And we waste all of our buffs, therefore, and it's just a bit poo. So here we might struggle a bit. But you guys know how hard this guy hits, right? You'll remember how hard this guy hits. Because we're still sitting pretty at 100% health right now. And make no mistake, we'll chunk down quite quickly, but we're also, you know, we'll sustain quite well as well. By the way, the more mobs, the better the healing is because you can mug more frequently. And also, one of the F2s you get is a straight up big ass lifesteal. So you can swap target, lifesteal, and on top of all the damage, where you get the signet and the other things stacking. So it's just generally pretty nice, pretty comfortable, pretty face rolly. So that's good. Let's just keep following it around. Tatalat Quarry. Someone also said, apparently it's obvious I'm going to pick Doombox. What a load of rubbish. Listen, I really want to... Don't do this to me, Twitch chat, because I really want to talk about that. I wish I could have talked more about the competition, because I could have reminded people of it better. I could have given people their due. I'm reliant on you guys to push your own videos and to, you know, talk about one another's videos. And I tried to make a thread to discuss it all, and, you know, we've got, like, various stats available on the website, but I can't do it myself because I'm just going to look biased and stuff. And, you know, if I'm sitting there going on about how great, for example, Doombox's submission is, and then he ends up winning on the grounds that his video got loads of viewership as well as X, Y, and Z, then it's going to look really bad. So I just can't do it, unfortunately. I need to be a blank slate and not talk about anyone's stuff. But I really want to because, you know, people deserve stuff. He doesn't hit that hard. You're out of touch with your more elite audience, WP. Oh, snap. So now it's going the other way, is it? Damn it. I can never win. Calf Scrit Chest often spawns inside the Teratahedron. Teratahedron? What is that? Is that a weirdly spelt version? Thanks for the help, though, because I did ask for that. The Caffeinated Scrit Chest has like 4 or 5 points on each map. Not sure on the respawn time. Someone found it already. I'll keep an eye out for one while you map. That's really awesome, dude. Thank you. You are out of touch. Just look at how long it took you to get the Griffin. Compared to other, you know, diehards, I'm sure... okay, good. I thought I messed up again and did that while he was in Vuln again. So here, look. 25 Might and Fury and Quickness. The 3 offensive boons we provide for ourselves, like, almost immediately. You get the Thieves Guild to take even more pressure off of yourself in certain situations. It's just so juicy. You know, I could mix in some Assassins because we still get a lot of non-crits. Quite a lot. Alright, let's go down this way. Did I see the real-life incinerator? I did. There was a big contest entry today. We've talked about that on the stream a few times. But yeah, there was a real-life incinerator. Puff Pastry 97 says, did you have any plans for a new Let's Play anytime soon? I know you're quite busy with how frequently ArenaNet releases patches, but I feel like you're never going to have the time to do one. No, I believe me, I've very much got my mind on other projects. It's just as I'm losing faith in my ability to pull off the Elder Scrolls stuff and maybe moving away from it, it's kind of a lot of time I wasted. it's hard to talk about. Someone left Patreon. One of my biggest Patreon supporters left during the week. And I sent them a little message saying, hey, was it something I did? You know, can you let me know? Because, you know, that's a big deal for me. I kind of live by the sword, die by the sword. And they said, oh, no, don't worry about it. It's just that, you know, I follow you here, but I don't actually watch your Guild Wars stuff. I watch your other projects. I watch your side Let's Plays. I watch, you know, and I've been thinking for a long time it's a bit silly that I support you and you don't actually make any content for me. So I decided to just step away for a bit. I hope that's okay. And, you know, that's perfectly reasonable and perfectly fine and understandable. And there's nothing wrong with that person doing that. But I think that was a bit of a wake-up call for me. That was really, really crushing. It really, really bummed me out to see that. Because it made me it forced me to acknowledge that I'm not doing what I should be. It was really, really, really depressing, actually. So, yes, believe me, it's very much on my mind. I don't have anything specific I can say to you right now, though. I'm afraid. Keep your eye out. ... Maybe you should make a series of boots called Let's RP. No, I mean, I like boots, but I don't want to be doing content where I'm reliant on other people all the time. And I don't think that I can provide my style and what people like for me in a co-op environment anyway. Or there's certain sides to me. I think, you know, like my co-op stuff with Matt was very enjoyable, but what was enjoyable, it was nothing like my solo format. Do you know what I mean? Like, the solo WP is very different to the jokey kind of immature, silly, happy co-op environment WP. They're different things. Oh, we got blinded on the intro of it. Damn, so we don't get the mark. That sucks. And that's always lame. Needs more cats. Now I kind of want to rewatch The Raven. I kind of want to replay The Raven. Do you know what? I was looking at achievements and stuff for The Raven. And there's so much in that game, like achievement-wise, Matt and I didn't do. It's amazing. And I'll tell you what, any cheeky little indie devs out there watching today, tomorrow, in 10 years, whatever, it doesn't matter. Listen, there is a style of game, a niche of game, of adventure game, point and click, dialogue heavy, where Telltale meets point of click, period drama style game. It is a niche that is completely unsatisfied right now. Please, somebody start making games like The Raven. Good ones. Not like these shitty, like, Sherlock Holmes rip-offs that you see occasionally drop around. That was a masterful piece, and there's just nothing like it in that genre at the moment. There's nothing. Nothing hits all the same beats that The Raven did. Oh, such a shame. Gonna have to go be content with things like Broken Sword and, you know, subpar things that only hit a little bit of the way. Do you get FPS/ping spikes in the Path of Fire maps? Occasionally. Ping spikes, no. I remember, Inks, you've tweeted about that quite a lot, right? Occasionally, or maybe right around Path of Fire you were tweeting that. I never had any of these like issues in Vabbie that people were talking about. Specifically, I remember you talking about that. That Vabbie was like a pain in the ass. It'd be nice if this build had a little bit of stab or evade or something. Oh, come off it. Or a way to get through the blinds would be nice, because we all know Path of Fire's got tons of those. I should do an erotic roleplay stream with Boots. I'm not sure his wife would be okay with that. MMO Bill, it's good to see you, MMO Bill. Thanks very much. So yeah, guys, there was a Twitch update as well, and I don't understand it, and I need you all to teach me about it. What is this thing with raiding? What is this? It seems like a new kind of host style thing. So, someone teach me the ways. So ideally, by the way, on this build, what you do is you score the kill in one barrage. So don't forget, your mark has a higher range than a lot of the other stuff. So we get a bit of a taste of the much tankier Jin. Jesus. Let me put some food on. Oh no, come on. That's absolute bullshit. There you can see how squishy I am, right? How much it's reliant. No, there's no point resing me, dude. That's insane. Oh, maybe there is a point. All right, if you think you can, sure. But I doubt you can. It looks like you're about to die. Yeah, you're dead. Yeah, it's very squishy, but it just sustains a lot if you're attacking. That's so annoying. I took 1 moment to put food on and got annihilated in that moment. Lame. All right, let's go. Members of the raid will auto-join the hosted chat. But what's the difference between hosting and raiding? I don't understand. Seems a bit weird to me. So that's an easy mode raid and not true end game. No, all you got to do is be there. It sounds very casual to me. The most casual games are the ones where all you have to do is show up. Want to get this NG farm started? No, I don't want to show off the new NG farm. Maybe tomorrow? If we're not doing one of the challenges or whatever. That could be fun. Raiding is a host where it's like join, everyone joins at the same time. In a host, doesn't everyone join at the same time though? I don't get. Host keeps you on the host's chat. Raids put you in the hostess chat. Oh. Well, that's good then. I don't understand why they even have the 2 versions. Because it's always annoying to have to swap channels, isn't it? Basically, it's just another version of hosting. So here, I just want to show off killing a Hydra and how quick we can blow a Hydra up. I mean, there was another player there, so maybe that doesn't quite count. But okay, all right, that makes sense. Yeah, we had a B-Dog male. I don't know whether I really want to look at males. I guess we'll look at this one and see what's going on. Oh yeah, I've been getting messages from Thosiard, daily messages, and it's been wonderful of the whole week. It's Saturday today, and also 7 years ago, we could go help Kieran reunite with Gwen. That was a pretty wedding. Wow, 7 years ago was Hearts of the North? Really? Wow. Exactly today, maybe. Yeah, so Inks, I don't know about your tech problem. I'm sorry about that, dude. I've got no idea. Raiding starts a timer and people can join or not, and then it ends your stream and everyone who joined goes to the next channel automatically. Sounds like something that I don't really need to fiddle about with then. Alright, let's go again. And some might think I'm not going to get off the raptor, but this time it's personal. So I want to kill these bastards. So curiously, I want to see whether... Oh my god. Jesus. Why have I got no initiative? Did I miss? Oh, this is really bad. This build is not going to hold up against Jin. That's astounding. It's just not hitting hard enough at all. Oh my god, man. Oh, this is kind of cool, actually, having a Renegade with us. I really want the Elite to be up. I'd love to see what it looks like with the Elite up. Is that it there? I think that is, yeah. Maybe. Well, it's weak, guys. There you go. You don't have to play it. I wonder what else I can do to push that a bit harder. Mix in some assassins or something? I don't know. Are you mad that the clip of you deleting a mount license got 20,000 views, but it's not on your channel? No, no, I'm not mad at that at all. Because... that's not the kind of YouTube video I think I'd really want someone to see anyway when they go to my YouTube channel. But yeah, it is quite funny. Is it top of Guild Wars 2 at the moment? I don't know. It was very close last time I looked. I think it needs 26k to get there. So how far above 20k is it right now? Oh, that wasn't the Elite. The Elite looks totally different apparently. Okay. Just feels like it doesn't hit the Jin very hard. I wonder if that's just because the Path of Fire stuff is that much tankier. Force and accuracy, I can't really do much more on that. See, you can run a version of this that interrupts quite frequently as well. Which is also pretty... I mean, Vuln would be nice. If I was getting Vuln somehow. But they all have ICDs. If the Vuln on Crit Sigil didn't have an ICD, it would be really fun on this build. Because you'd get like a ton of synergy. Oh, alright, we can raise you, Royal. I don't know how you died there, but there you go. Jin have a lot of dodge, yeah, I guess. Oh, it's top 2. Damn it. Damn it, it's second place. People go watch that. New turret farm where? Yeah, I heard about this at first about 2 weeks ago. Apparently there's a new turret farm in Path of Fire. I'm not sure where it is. By the way, I'm working on your new favourite potato cam. I'd love to get it for the first stream after Season 4 starts, but ... is going to be cool. Oh, Zeth, you got me excited. Woo! Alright, I'm down. A new potato cam for Season 4? Hell yes. To hell with community videos. Watch Mountgate. Also, how does Twitch work? If someone clips one of my streams, it's still credited as my stream, right? Do they advertise on clips? Do they do stuff like that? Is that a bit tacky and cheesy to have an advert on a clip? What's the default setup there? Maybe I earn off of those 20k anyway, you know? Maybe it doesn't matter. Yeah, third place is Peachy Trolls WP best clip ever. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, I think of the top like 10 or the top 15, maybe like 8 or 9 are wooden potatoes related. I'm not quite sure how to feel about that. Proud, sure. Maybe a few other things as well in there. Also interesting how in Vabi we see Jin holding back the brand. So technically the hidden city of Adashim and its Jin could have protected Shiny, the nice dragon from Krakatoa. Yeah, that's one of the main things I'm really hoping they do in Season 4. What do you think about MXM being shut down? Did it get announced that it's getting shut down? Wow, that had a short life. Is it really? Is it getting shut down? Man. That's extraordinary. I really don't want to do this heart. Alright, we can do this heart. When was that news, Soul Pariah? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. When game companies act that way and do that, it puts me very much in mind of someone who just starts on YouTube or something and, you know, they think that their first video is going to be like, they're going to get like 30k a day or something, you know, or hundreds of thousands because they see that, you know, the top YouTubers are on millions and they're like, yeah, it'll be reasonable if I just get about 10k a day. That'll be fine. And then they realize they get 2 and they quit like within a week. That's what that reminds me of. How are they quitting already? What? Because they're not League of Legends? Maybe that's a bit rude of me to say, a bit cynical. I don't know. That's a shame. Alright, we'll get credit on this dynamic event, sure, but we got to heal these injured people, so let's draw out the infected wound with some poultice. I love the sound effects on this, by the way. The sound effects are so good. There you go. Now we're going to cover you up with some bandages. And you know what? You're running a bit of an infection. So here, let me get you some good old medicine there, my friend. MXM is a MOBA that had a few gimmicks to it. It had a pretty well fleshed out PvE mode that felt a bit like Fractals of the Mists, I guess, is a reasonable thing. Its core thing was the idea that you actually could control 2 champions, heroes, whatever, at once. And with a hotkey, you can swap in and out of them. And the whole thing was planted on a rock, paper, scissors design, which could have opened up some real avenues for meta and balance much later. And so many more things to come in, where essentially you were either a green, a red, or a blue champion. And if you play Pokemon, you know how fire, grass, and water are all opposing one another. Grass is good against water, water is good against fire, fire is good against grass. MXN had that going on. and each of the various champions were attuned with one of the 3, and there are different PvE encounters that you could take different, you know, and so and that could have been genuinely really good and really strong for creating all kinds of interesting avenues and lots of things to be in metas and counter people on certain lanes and stuff. And then on top of that as well, for its game type, it had another thing to do with Titans and stuff. So, and it was built on all the NCSoft owned IPs, one of which, of course, is Guild Wars. So the character Ritlock Brimstone is actually in that game. I covered it and showed it off. I gave some keys away for the game. We had a little spud group going on in there. I was in a little bit of contact very, very briefly with a few of the guys in the office that were dealing with that. They were all very nice. Then the game launched, and 4 months later, no one... As far as I saw from the subreddit, it launched, then they did a horrendous thing with microtransactions, making everything really expensive and making things grindy, and just broke some stuff. And everybody left and raged, and there has just been nothing going on, really. And now I hear it's closed within the space of 4 months. Alright, let's start with that laceration. So we'll stitch you up. Neok says rock, paper, scissors design Resident Sleeper. No, I wouldn't put it that way. It was really quite smart. I liked it a lot. You can't fault rock, paper, scissors. It is ultimate balance, dude. Next, I need something to draw out the infection from that wound. Okay, so let's get some poultice running. Of course, it died quickly. Ritlock was only gone for like a year. Yeah, when if they're shutting it down, they need to add like some kind of cutscene of Ritlock leaving just to close it. How good would that be? Oh, that's a shame. I was genuinely looking forward to doing more videos and streams about it when they added more Guild Wars characters. Seriously. Oh. Caffeinated squid chest in the Teratahedron. Is that this place down here? I mean, you're going to have to tell me... you mentioned that earlier, and I said out loud that I don't know what the Teratahedron is. Is it this? Is this the Teratahedron? Maybe it's this. Rest easy, friend. I want muscle in on that. Look at these healers we've got running around now. WP needs to watch the restricted rock, paper, scissors arc of Kaiji. I have no... That may as well be double Dutch to me. I got no idea what that is. Alright, I need to give you a splint for that broken bone, good sir. Healing refugees is rather slow. You'll complete this much faster talking with distressed ones. Alright, I'll give that a shot after we do this. Now, I'm going to have to stitch you up. Man, this guy has broken bones and serious gashes across his body. This is pretty severe. Basically, if you find someone who needs the left 3, they've got a real problem on their hand. Which is exactly what this guy needed. I was basically in the operating theatre doing surgery on that one. That ain't no GP job. Alright, let's talk to the distressed one. Let's be a shrink. Disheartened? I was separated from my family and I don't know where they are. I'm so worried. I'm sure they're just as worried about you. That's not very reassuring. What? That's reassuring. I lied to her. Well, okay, maybe... I do sometimes question my social abilities, because now that I look back at that, maybe that is a bit distressing. Look, it was well-intentioned. The idea was, look, they're alive out there, and they care about you. I'm lost. Everything's gone. I'll do that now that... sorry, I've lost everything. I don't know what I do now that I had everything in life is gone. Well, listen, you escape with your life and a fighting chance of better days. Maybe you're right. That's one thing. You know, I've talked about this before. Do you guys know about that psychological effect where if someone has a big house fire and they burn everything down, quite often what you'll find they do is then they quickly get a divorce, or they quickly, you know, leave their long-term spouse or whatever, or they estrange themselves from their family or whatever, because there's something weird, like weirdly therapeutic almost, about having everything burned down. It gives you like a lust for a new life and a new start, and it just makes you shed everything away. It's like a really common, like, weird thing that people do. You wouldn't think it. You'd think you'd cling to the last vestiges of what you had, right? But no, people tend to go in the opposite direction. Or they might not tend to, but the rates are very high. Anyway, I was separated from my family. I don't know where they are. I'm so worried. I think something like that can make you identify you were in a rut or something, maybe. I don't know. Alright, so... Here, you survived? There's a good chance they did too. Keep looking. There you go. It's the exclamation mark. That's how you know it will cheer someone up. With an exclamation mark. Trust me, I'm the master of the written exclamation mark. My home back in Elona was destroyed. Where will I go now? Where there's life, there's hope. You can rebuild when this is all over. Is it always just the middle option? We got the legendary queen down there. If I see that that starts taking significant damage, there is a commander down there. We'll tag it. Keep looking. This doesn't feel that fast. Did you hear that Titan Quest got an expansion today? 11 years after launch. Wow, no I didn't. That's insane. Look, they're still around. Look, I would empathize with you all more if you weren't all, you know, suffering the same problem. Look, talk to me about, you know, having lost your false teeth or something, and it's all so terrible. And how will you eat your well-done steak now when you can't just gum it to death? I've lost everything. You escape with your life. Alright, the queen is dying, so let's go use our trusty gunslinging pistol fun stuff. So there is kind of a question here. I could maybe target the other mobs in the area to keep bouncing might and life steal with my marks. It's annoying targeting now. I'm trying to target that worm. Well, it's dead now. Well, that was annoying. What the hell? Ow. I can't get a single target right now. Oh my god. You guys, I'm clicking furiously. Alright, there we go. Screw it. We're just going to go for the big boy. See what damage we can get rolling. We got a nice little 110k there. I don't know why I'm sacking initiative. Has he been obstructed somehow? I think he must be. We just had 2 subs. Tickster and MMO Bill. Thanks, guys. Thanks for giving me your Amazon Prime there. That's so lovely of you. Thank you. Somebody's got an eye for... Wow, you wanker. Yeah, no amount of healing's going to save us from that. Low vitality is, at the end of the day, low vitality. And another one. Willem NA. Wow, look at the little train going there. Thank you. All 3 of you. Thank you, guys. Right now, yeah, I suppose your story is heartbreaking, but why not add something more original to it? Yep. I'm a cold-hearted person. What's wrong with Char Thieves, Zuspero? Oh, I was dodging. I'm actually mad at that. I'm going to put my signet to get into him and then move back. I'm not interested in being caught in one of those twisters for a million years. No, thank you. So we've only got 15 might now. So I wonder actually whether this swap was not worth it. So at max health we gain 7% extra crit damage. Or we can just stack a lot more might. I don't know. Oh, I'm not running Invigorating Precision. That would explain why we're not very tanky at the moment. In fact, would that explain it back at the Djinn as well? It's a shame that didn't give us too much progress on the heart there, which I was kind of hoping it would. Night has fallen, both in-game and out now. What is this fight with the worm? This reminds me of the Norn starter fight. Oh, is that a troll? That's one of the... Do you not do many bounties, Inks? Oh, are you talking about my playstyle there? That it feels a bit like starting the game. Ash Legion used to be mostly necromancers and mesmers. Now it's mostly thieves. Yeah, it's interesting how the stealthy kind of factions have developed. More culty and ritualistic factions turning into more and sort of magically infused just turn into sneaky. Alright. Let's stitch you. It's very serious, sir. No, not a troll. I've not been able to do bounties. Oh, dude, you should totally check them out. I haven't done them since they improved the rewards a bit more, but he's one of the legendary ones, I think. Next, I need to draw out your infection. I think he's one of the legendary, isn't he, guys? I've only killed him a few times. A couple have been on stream. After that, you still feel hot. You're probably running a fever. So have some medicine. Any predictions for episode 1? I predict that there's going to be a moment near Amnoon where it's all shattery and branded, and it's just a hunch. I'm guessing that based purely on my understanding of the lore and you know, the way that the writers work. There's nothing else that's factored into that whatsoever. We'll see whether I'm right, but you know, I am a genius that always gets correct guesses, so we'll see. Now, I think I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if there's not a new map on this. I wouldn't be surprised. I do want one, obviously. If it's going to be a new map, I would like it to be south of the Domain of Abbey and with the Chantry of Secrets and stuff. And just because of that, then it would be nice if we got more about the Order of Shadows and so on. Maybe, though, maybe we should get the Ebonhawk route. Like a map here. I think it's so hard to tell with like the maps that they're going to add at the moment because like as we've talked about before, Bloodstone Fen style stuff doesn't exactly work anymore. So it's Team 1. We can make some guesses based on the fact it's Team 1. So these are the people who brought us both Bloodstone Fen and Lake Doric. Right? Yeah. Lake Doric had basically the best story instances of the entire season, I think. In terms of like the quality and noticing what profession we were and our character's history and stuff. It also had really good story on Bloodstone Fen. So yeah, I mean, what else can we say? What else? They did pretty damn good with dynamic events on this map as well, I would say. A lot of people don't credit them well enough, but they had that really cool, like, branching out, real dynamic event chain thing going on with the beach and the assaults. These were the guys that did the leather farm, so maybe they'll do, like, another kind of farmy type thing. Don't know. Sorry, he's running a fever. Sorry, dude. This poor guy. Please, just give me the fever. Give me the medicine, sorry. And I'm just sitting here chatting about random stuff. Whee! So that's that done. Good. Alright. You feel like there hasn't been enough Order of Shadows story to make any potential confrontation between them and Whispers in the original Chantry meaningful? That's weird, Reg, because what you're saying is they haven't given us enough story, so they can't give us story. My point is, yeah, they've only hinted at it. They've only teased at it. They've given us, like, the perimeter of the story, and now we go to the Chantry of Secrets to start filling it in. If they've not given us enough story yet, where best to start delivering it than the Chantry of Secrets? Yeah? That's kind of the point. That's the spark that they'd need to actually start telling more. Why does the story have to be super meaty and built up before we go there? Why does that have to be the end point? I would imagine it is just sort of the heartland of which a lot of that story spirals off from, you know? Alright, let me just check that I don't need to buy anything here. I'm not buying that. It's not going to do anything, is it? Lost Ring of the Order? Sometimes can be hard to tell. Alright, anyway, well, let's just keep going. We've got another heart to do now. We're going to Zephyr's Trace, and there's an additional task over there as well, so that's good. Off we go. Kosher says, it's interesting that someone pointed out on Reddit that all the female deaths we see in the teaser, Scarlet Air, Demi, were all redheads, and we have the Red Lady storyline being teased. A deliberate tease? Yeah, so my video on the thing was actually probably quite bad, because, yeah, there's a really interesting thing. Everyone's dying, and with these whole Grenth suggestions, I don't know, that's kind of cool, because I never picked up on that at all, but the trailer is basically just a lot of main characters dying. And if we're living in a world where we're about to go back to the underworld and we're about to deal with what happens with no Grenth around, with Doom back, all that kind of stuff, they're all potential candidates, right? Once we're into the underworld, It is a place that it's a very muddy, murky, tricky place in this game's world building and story. The afterlife, matters of the afterlife. So if they're going to try and clean that up a little bit with Path of Fire, I think that could be quite fun. What is with all the dead Zephyrite here? Not Zephyrite. I need to stop calling them Zephyrite. There's a lot of dead guys here, though. Jesus. Buy it, WP. It is connected to another spec weapon. Oh, is it really? Okay, well, we just got this waypoint, and there's one there, so I'll go grab that then. Ugh, that always happens. This fucking bullshit. Oh my god, why? Arrgh! Anyone else want to pop? Fuck's sake. I need one of those overlay things that shows inputs so you can see how much I was spamming left click there. Alright. Expurgation. Lovely. Thank you very much for that advice there, dude. And I'll be sure to pay note of that on the future tabs. I like to think the spawning of enemies is tied to pressing M. I know, right? I mean, Christ. It's just... It's a funny, weird thing as well, because... I actually don't know. It's one of the very few things... It is so core to Guild Wars 2's gameplay presentation and experience that it's a problem and a fiddly, weird thing that I think is a symptom of what's wrong with Guild Wars 2 at its core, in the pace and the way that travel handles itself and stuff. I genuinely don't know if it's fixable. I don't know any convincing fix to that at all. The obvious one is, oh, just make someone invulnerable when they're on the map screen, and if they're in combat, make it impossible for them to enter the map now. But it feels clunky and open for exploit because you can get someone to drag a ton of mobs aggroed while invulnerable and stuff. It's just like, I just don't think it's fixable. It's just Guild Wars 2, that's what it is. Every major plotline in Guild Wars 2 has been orchestrated or influenced by ethereal, godlike beings in the Messiah, Abaddon, the Elder Dragons, and otherwise. Once the Elder Dragon story's over, do you want to see the same kind of story or something grounded and low fantasy? Well, I know what you mean when you say low fantasy. I don't think Guild Wars can ever be low fantasy. Isn't low fantasy stuff like Harry Potter, right? And The Lion, the Witch, and the War... Well, no, that's not really right either. But Harry Potter, I think, is a good example, right? Isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, just the idea of something a bit more grounded. I think I will... I don't know. I don't think either particularly restricts you to tell a good story. All that matters is that I'm invested in the world. It's easier to get invested in low fantasy worlds, I think, because they're more relatable immediately. But spend enough time with even like the richest, wildest Middle-earthian style setting with, you know, all kinds of incomprehensible names and languages and shit. Spend enough time with it and present it to people the right way. I think that they can get really invested in it too. What I actually think it all comes down to actually is characters. I think that the way you handle your characters and whether you care about the people of the world and what they're doing and who they're associated with and why and blah, blah, blah. I think that's key. Everything else about the setting doesn't matter. That's what will make or break a show, book, movie, game. If you can't write good characters, you haven't got shit. That would be my observation. And so, yeah, I don't really mind. I don't mind where Guild Wars goes beyond that. Engza says, have you heard NCSoft is closing down MXM? Are people just trolling me? Yeah, I have. We talked about it earlier. Maybe put stealth on a player when they press M? No, it's still... It's so exploitable. It's so bad. Would, like, the movie trilogy... Well, 5 movies now. Pirates of the Caribbean. Would that be low fantasy as well to you guys? Because it's sort of implied that it's like basically the real world, except it's not. It's a fictional sort of magic-influenced interpretation of a like ill-defined region of the Caribbean. But I mean, even that starts dealing with, you know, pirate gods and shit, doesn't it? So certainly POC 1 probably qualifies. I love killing stuff. I love killing random mobs. Isn't this just fun? Maybe I've got something seriously wrong with me. It's just like, screw these Doliacs. Good characters. Hint, hint, Kanak. I've been learning a lot about world building because I've started running a D&D campaign. That's cooler, Jules. And I discovered that people, including myself, don't really care about lore until it's built into the world as a part of the story and good writing. Can you trace a moment in the game that sold you on the setting and the lore? Sold me on the lore. No, I think it comes from... I have to care about a character. And then when I see that the character cares about various aspects of the setting, I then become more interested in the setting and how that character was released into that setting and so on, right? Like, and I think you need that. You need that human element. You need that start. A great example of a game with, as far as I can tell, quite a lot of world building and, you know, a tone that I quite like and actually hits a lot of the beats that I would look for in Guild Wars, but is a terrible story that I cannot get into at all, is the PoE story. We talk about that a lot in these streams. PoE is like, it's like nails on a chalkboard getting into that story. It's just massive walls of text, random mobs dumped in and out. It's awful. It's really bad. There's clearly a wealth of information back there, and it's consistent with itself, and it's grim, and it's, you know, it's got a certain style about it that I like, but I can't get into it, and it's because there's no real characters that I give a shit about. But, you know, I can look at anything else. This is probably a terrible example, but it's what just came to me. You asked me, when did I notice I got really into something? Oh, God. Should I go on about this? Listen, we all know I like the movie Frozen, alright? I think it's a pretty good movie. Now, I remember very distinctly the moment I suddenly became interested in Arendelle and suddenly became interested in the setting and how magic worked and all that stuff. It was right at the start of that goddamn movie when they grabbed me emotionally with that Build a Snowman song that set up these two little girls and, you know, their story. And it, you know, it comes from that emotional, character-driven side always first for me, I think. Anyway, we're done slaughtering air elementals. Now, I think that we need to buy the thing from the heart guy. So let's just nip down. Oh, look, we got 2. We got 3, potentially. Antique hairpin. Unlocked. This makeup is popular throughout Amnoon, but you aren't convinced you need it just yet. Is that the third... raise the banners. Anyway, the mercenary bands for the cursed flintlock. We'll also buy a mini red choyo because I haven't picked one of those up yet. So there you go. God, inventory. Yes, I get it, guys. The inventory's terrible. Do you want to build an internally consistent and believable setting filled with charming and likable characters? But, you know, like, I think Lost as well. Lost is another thing that I got really into, and is terrible for a lot of reasons. But I think the reason why Lost works on so many levels and why the island became so interesting, the mysteries behind the island became so interesting, was because if you actually look at the cast, and I know that they sort of duplicated a lot of things. Most characters just had daddy issues and stuff, but those characters were really rich and really relatable and really, you know, without that, it just would have been awful. It's a bit like Helix was also a very similar format mystery show about terrible characters and you couldn't get into. Well, also that was also just basically one of the most train wrecks of a TV show I've ever seen. Anyway, all right, so I'm guessing the script thing's over there. We got lots of people standing there waiting around, so I'm just going to go and I'm going to see, and then we'll cut down south from the brand to finish our map completion here. I know I did miss a lot of stuff at the coastal areas. There's also a vista over there, which I'm going to grab just before I move on, since we got this. All right. I love that flavor text, by the way, on the hairpin a second ago. I'm not convinced I need it just yet and stuff. That was actually kind of fun. I fucking hate Helix. I watched all of season 1. Fuck that show. It could have worked as a 5-episode miniseries, but Jesus Christ, did that show drag on? Dude, you haven't seen anything. Watch season 2. Watch how catastrophically that show handles itself. But you can see underneath it what they're trying, and what they're trying is beautiful. And I believe I described on a Visualwood podcast that is, if I ever made a TV show, that's the TV show I'd make. It would have all these ideas, and it would be playing with timelines and all kinds of stuff, and it would be touching on heavy themes of immortality and all these beautiful ideas, right? And I would fail atrociously at it, and I would be awful, and I would make Helix in all of its terrible implementation. Season 2 is where it truly becomes like a fascinating watch. Right, I'm gonna try and kill the queen just because I want to see how this build fares against the queen. I think it'll be fun. So let's see. So here we're attempting... What the balls is that, man? Jesus Christ. When Path of Fire says group event, it really means group event. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get myself up in time for the next big splash. Oh, we did get up. Good. Nope. Yep. No. Again, it doesn't matter how much we can hear or not. Oh my god, I blinked away. I'm so sorry. Anyway, Signet of Agony is OP. Oh... I mean, I guess maybe there's a chance for the build. I just have to be really on the ball with these dodges, and I'm obviously not. This guy's going to get me now as well. I know I could have stun broke, but... Okay. I guess we got the squad here as well, so... a tear just rolled here in that sweet podcaster name. Ah. ArenaNet saying fuck your Zerk gear. No, they're not. Oh, so that makes me realize there's a Guild War, our Guild Wars 2 thread that I loathe right now. It's about sigil swapping on legendary weapons. All these fascinating comments about how people expect it and how apparently it's been something that's been promised to us, and these jokes that, oh, it's on the table when it's never been on the table and the devs have never suggested it's on the table. People presumptively believing that they know more about the economy than devs. All kinds of fun stuff. Insults to John Smith, despite the fact he's not been working there for ages. Oh, it's brilliant. It's truly, truly, truly brilliant. One of the worst threads that I've seen on our Guild Wars 2 in a while. So, pretty unfortunate stuff. Nothing like a bit of soul crushing at the state of the community before getting on for a stream. They didn't even say they'd... maybe they lingered on something like that, but as far as I remember that whole discussion, they were pretty goddamn clear that it was only an extra perk for armor. The fact it was on armor didn't mean... And, like, you know that every day we stray further from God's light. It's just all these discussions just remind me just so blatantly how different the community is to what Guild Wars once upon a time stood for. It's like, it's the expectation. It's a mistake to not add more gameplay benefits onto legendary armor. We slow... With one hand, you know, people complain about certain practices for moving away from Guild Wars 1, but in some of the most important ways... they just get ignored or, like, applauded. You know? That idea that you didn't grind for gameplay benefits, right? That was important. That was Guild Wars at its core. You do not grind for gameplay benefits. And what do we have here? Threads upon... well, one thread, the first in a while. We have people complaining that they don't get enough gameplay benefits at the end of significant grind. They don't see what they're making the it's amazing. It really is. But I guess that's what it's become now, you know. These rewards aren't meant to be just cosmetic anymore. Ludicrous. Did I see the thread on the IRL incinerator? It makes me very happy to see lots of people talking about that, though. Yes, I did indeed. I did indeed. That was a very cool thread. There have been several very cool threads. Don't let me be a negative ninny. Been a lot of really good discussion going on there. This goddamn rabbit. Let me just remember, because there is a way you just walk up, right? Is this it here? This looks like it. Champion branded Hydra there. So let's see. This is I can't mouse over the point of interest because a player in the squad is here. So all that the game is doing with the UI is giving me their username instead of the point of interest, because the two overlap, which is a real unfortunate mishap. Okay, so there we go. Consume this place of power. So let's see. Is this the Tetra? Yes, it is. The Teratahedron. So, where's the chest? Is this it? Is this the script chest? No. Is it on top where the griffin nest was? Maybe. I think at some point they mentioned it would have an economic impact. Then I thought it was the end of the debate, right? Yeah, that was the entire point. The point was it was an extra thing that legendary armor could have to justify the price of a legendary armor and stuff, because so few people would be getting it because the raiding community was so small, blah, 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 or whatever, as they anticipated. So, and the whole thing is 6 runes instead of 1 sigil, so they put it on there. And immediately the question was raised, is this coming for weapons? And as far as I know, they were very clear saying, no, too many people have weapons. Weapons are much easier to get. The balance of sigils is very different. We have no desire to do it right now. It would be too dangerous. Maybe they lingered on a slight air of, we'll look into it. But if they did, then that's a mistake on their part, in my opinion. I think it's pretty open and shut. I also don't think you should trash the philosophies of the anti-grind philosophy so cavalierly as many people seem to be expressing. And that was it. But no, and it's another thing as well, you know, I talked about this before. I talked about, you know, the idea of MMOs struggling because their scope gets too wide and, you know, they do too much and then there's just more opportunities to disappoint people. This is another great example of that, right? Like, the idea that they can never win. You can never just put a feature in and it's okay and there you go, it's done. So I'm trying to find a member of the squad that might be near a chest or something. So this guy stood here, and he's not near a chest. Because again, we're looking for the caffeinated script. I don't know whether someone spawned it before I got here. We'll look over here. There's still only one event going on in the area. There's someone, I guess he might be on a griffin or something up there, maybe? Oh, hold on. Is it through the sand portal at the top and up in the sky? Is that not a thing here? I think it might be, right? So hold on. Let's get on the jackal. Yeah, the idea you can never win, right? Like, you put a home instance feature in there, and now people are going to be complaining that it doesn't have the love it deserves. And then you refine it, and then people will be complaining that the refinement... And so, you know, and it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. It's kind of a similar thing here. You know, what was an extra thing on legendary armor is now a sign of the game being bad because there's not parity with legendary weapons, even if that was never the intention and so on. Yeah, is he up here, maybe? This is so cool, though, isn't it? You ran by where it usually is. It's not there. Okay. Script chest was open a long time ago. All right, that's unfortunate. Okay. Still, it got us onto this pretty place. Right, guys? What do you think of the recent drama about the raid release schedule? Or rather, we've only had 4 wings since Heart of Thorns. Yeah, so at TwitchCon, Crystal offhandedly said 6 wings a year. And I think it was very clear that she was just winging it. But obviously they're nowhere near. Oh, we got something there. Fang of the Mokeli. But yeah, the truth is we've had 4 ever, right? 4 wings ever in 2 years. And I think that that is unfortunate, definitely. And if I was only a raider, I would be really pissed off with that. The fact is I don't raid that much, so I'm not like totally on board with it. But I get people being upset with it, definitely. And the video was funny. It was funny. It was also sad to see, you know, this is why devs are scared to ever open their mouths, because they get held accountable to the slightest thing. And the person who made that video probably did it as a joke and knew how to be lighthearted about it. But I think it pulled a lot of, like, quite aggressive sentiment around it of people who don't know how to take it as a joke. and just want to riot about stuff. And yeah, that was a bit... So yeah, I mean, it's a shame. More wings would be nice. Mumblings that people are leaving the game obviously sucks. You're not going to hear me say that it's okay, that none of those people don't have a point and all that stuff. They certainly do. And again, like, if that's what all they do in the game, or most of what they do, and you know, I've said it many times, the raiding content in this game is like some of the best content they give. So we want a lot of it, obviously. You're not going to hear me saying, oh yeah, it's fine that they don't add much. I think one of the interesting discussions I saw from that as well was people started saying, oh, does Guild Wars... You know, basically comparing it to FF14 and WoW and stuff. And I think that that's a really important thing to look at. I think that actually, if you're going to have a very realistic look at it, Guild Wars 2 should be trying to drop in as much raid content as its competitors, or beating it. Now, what constitutes raid content, you know, the quality of it, how it's packaged to people and stuff is obviously very variant. But if you can comfortably say, yeah, we put out more raid stuff than FF14 does, we put out more raid stuff than WoW does and stuff, those are strong word-of-mouth marketable aspects of the game that ArenaNet really should be trying to look. If they have a bar to hit, it's not the bar of how much it takes to hit to satisfy the raiding guilds before they quit. It's not the bar they should be trying to hit to make people like Wood and Potatoes comfortable, who raid fairly casually. The bar they should be trying to hit is their competitors' bar. And that's both a positive and a negative thing to look at. But, you know, what you want is, ideally, you want people to say, well, they put out more than WoW, so... Or, well, they put out more than FF14. And I believe the answer to that is they're nowhere near it right now. They're nowhere near putting out that much. The truth is, those games are much more focused around raiding, and how good the raiding is, and the actual quality that's there, and a lot, and the, you know, the barriers to entry upon players, and how tangible all of that stuff is. I think there's huge amounts of discussion that can come out of that. And unfortunately, I think you can find that Guild Wars, as always with Guild Wars, it puts out the stuff, but the way it's packaged means that the work they put into making it doesn't actually lead to much of a reward on the player base's end. So here, let's try and kill this guy and see how the build works against him, shall we? Oh my god, well that one died really quickly. Let's try that Scarab, I guess. So that Scarab's dead. Oh, and a Warthog, I guess. We have another Scarab. I'll go on the boss now, since I've wasted my mark on him anyway. So the other thing about the initiative version, the trickery version, is you want to keep the initiative rolling so that when you have max malice, you have lots of unloads going, instead of the version of the build I'm running right now, which is where essentially you're running on empty by the time your malice is really high, which is not ideal, obviously. What's the Grandmaster again? That's quickness on mark, right? And power and precision when you have quickness up. I wonder if Maleficent 7 would be better. I doubt it. There, we break through his blocks. And we kill him in time. Good. Alright. Jesus Christ. Do we have to kill this entire pride? Why are there a million lions here? I want to mount. Yes, I'll kill the baby if I have to. Oh man, I love those mugs. The mug snipes are so nice. What would you say about dye templates? Yeah, that's alright, but probably not essential enough to bother with. Seems fun. Current raids are easy mode. Ask any raider and they are login rewards. Certainly, yeah, for I think the top end of the community. What else have we got going on? Yeah, I don't know. I'm really curious about... I mentioned this on a previous stream. I'm really curious about this specific wing and why it's taken X amount of time. Because they put out the 3 original wings and it looked pretty good and it felt pretty on track. And I think everyone was quite comfortable with that. And then there was a big break for the 4th wing, but they explained it as devs going away and stuff. The point was it was out of the ordinary. And now it's just been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. I wonder how much of that is because of Path of Fire. I would guess it's because of Path of Fire. And that would be my only supposition there, would be it's because of Path of Fire and they're trying to do stuff with the elite specs and they're trying to watch balance and see how they could integrate mounts and all of that stuff. And maybe they just focused a bit too much on that. But I really think that if Bastion had come out like a month or two earlier than it did, they could have squeezed a raid release out pre-Path of Fire, and then we could have been having another one here, and we'd be at least +3 over where we are right now. And that doesn't sound too crazy. Consider again that Wing 2 and 3 were made in tandem. The team's split in half. Maybe it's a burnout thing as well. Maybe maybe they sort of had a Living World Season 2 experience where they were like, yeah, it's good, but we're compromising. I don't know. I don't know. And speaking about that thing of the community small so it doesn't get the support, so the community small so that it doesn't get its support, you know, that applies to raiding too as well. If they're like resource constricted because not enough people are raiding. But the thing is, like, I think it takes a long time for that raiding community to grow and manifest and you know, upward trend. And it needs to be on really consistent releases for people to rally around. I'll run the Griffin on this one. Okay, Tomb of the Abandoned. I wonder whose tomb that's actually supposed to be. Did we get any lore on that? I wonder. Alright, so there's another POI right in Amnoon. So instead of walking all the way there... How am I in combat? I didn't think I fell that far. Oh, let me guess. The sand eels attacked me. Please! If you guys don't know, I was on my mini-map trying to zone there. I need to stop unloading before marking. Hey, thanks for the sub, Gernstein. Thank you very much. 4 months in a row. And Melamash earlier. Willem NA. Welcome, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This map comp's taken way longer than I expected. My God. Squid chest is up at the Tetrahedron again if you really want it. Oh, I certainly do. Okay, so let's go do that then, I guess. Oh, it's like well out of the way. It's annoying. All right, fine. Let's go return. Ricky Ocado. Oh, I like this. These subs come in little batches. Thank you very, very, very much. Again, I'm super appreciative of that. Welcome, welcome. 6 months too. Congrats on your new badge, I think you should have just got. You do get more lore than that from the dialogue on prior NPCs standing outside. Yeah, I remember them talking about it. I don't remember the content of what they say, though. I wonder if it would be a good idea to bundle raid and fractal releases together so everyone in the player base has something to do. I don't think that that's a good idea. Everyone will have something to do anyway, even if they're leapfrogged. Just do a fractal release, a week later do a raid release, a week later do a Living World release, or whatever order you like, or separate them by 2 weeks, whatever's a consistent way of doing it. There's no point in doing it any other way. I don't agree with the double releases right now. Well, yeah, I mean, we talked about this recently as well. The idea that you can advertise it all at once and then release it separate weeks later. That kicks up the same fuss and buzz, but it gives you people keeping the game installed for the majority of the month at the very least. And getting used to having the game consistently installed on there. Alright, here we go. Finally. Caffeinated script. Oh. I guess... Oh no, wrong fucking weapon. How dare you. Oh, his brake bar's down. Let's burn him, I guess. I should have ran, I might still be able to. Kind of interested. Ha! Our damage is a lot higher than everyone else's right now. Look, Deadeye, it's meta, guys. Oh, come on. Someone still is... There we go. Beauty. Alright, lovely. Okay, but we didn't get anything. Oh, there it is. Cursed Flintlock. Yes! Slowly but surely. Alright, what else we got for this map? We're on 82% done. What else is there? It wants us to get the Crucible of Consecration. Is it that? Is it? We got 2 POIs there. We've got that. So I have a feeling if I go to Amnoon and then scout through the south of the map, we've also got those 2. So if we do something like that, that might be the map done. I don't think there's any hearts left for us to get, so that's nice. Do you get anything special for completing Path of Fire maps like with the Heart of Thorns ones? No, so the legendary component thing with the exploration isn't there, but there's still incentive to do it in terms of, like right now I'm doing it for elite spec weapons. Have you tried opening a caffeinated script bag with several characters? It's the bag it leads behind you need, not the event. Oh, that's an interesting idea. So you could just unlock all the collections and then just hot swap through your characters. Oh, there is still a heart I need. Oh, yeah, obviously there is. It's that one, yeah. So we're going to do the farms. The farms aren't that bad, though. Yeah, and then there's the funerary collection, and you get a thing for doing all 5 of them. I certainly, when I played Path of Fire, I cared about that, and I wanted to do that. So water, and now we got to find some parched people. Thirsty. Here you go, sir. Food. You're hurt. You're thirsty. Are you hungry? Here you go. Here's a hungry little child. There you go. Eat up. Eat up, my dumpling. Thirsty refugee worker. Let's see what else we got. We got medical supplies for some injured people. So, there. You're hurt. Enjoy that. You're much easier to heal than the people up at the Temple of Cormyr. More medical supplies. I saw someone else was hurt a second ago, didn't I? No, I didn't. But I did see that someone's thirsty, so I will give you some water. I really like this heart. The detail on, like, picking each item up, and it just feels good. Alright, let's have a look in here. There's a Choya, who's now dead. Let's have a look in here. It's a Choya who's now dead. Alright, that's that little camp there. Let's go to this one over here. You're doing a daily run of the Griffin Adventures. It takes about 25 minutes a day, and it's more fun than dailies. Oh, that's cool. If you can get in and out of them really quickly. Oh. We'll tag him. Right, let's grab some water. Anybody thirsty? Hurt. Hungry. Hurt. Christ almighty. We'll tag that with a Deadeye's mark. Alright, and the skill, because it's easy. So why not? Right, there's lots of hurt people, so I'm going to grab some medical supplies here. Yep, it's him. Donated food. There's the POI, which we needed as well. You're hungry. There you go. That person just saying your gods have abandoned you. Alright. And there we go. That's that last guy dead. Good. So, now we got the Vista and the POI out beyond this field to grab that we were looking at earlier. Alright, what else is going on? Sorry, chat. I've been a bit bad at chat during the hearts. WP, did you ever end up completing Serpent's Ire? No one seems to run it anymore. And I never got a chance to see how it plays out. Actually, I didn't know. I want to do it on a stream at some point, especially with the heavier rewards. So maybe we can look into doing that tomorrow. Sorry, I'm trying to suppress random hiccups that I've suddenly got. Yeah, that could be a good idea. How about that, guys? Do you want to do that? Do you want to do Serpent's Ire on tomorrow's stream? While I wrap my head around things and what the hell I'm doing and so on. Does that sound good? So here he's dead, but I've still got the steel. So how is that? Aren't I supposed to lose that when a mob dies? Or did they change it? Aren't I? I mean, that's 10 goddamn vuln. That's pretty nice. And now I lost it with that mark. Does it just bug sometimes? Yeah, Serpent's Ire. No tomorrow's stream. Pick a Reddit thread to talk about and then have a therapy session. I think there was another thing, not Guild Wars related, but there was another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about today, but I completely forget it now. So, oh well. Let's roll up. So that's good. I love the lighting of the mountains and things here. God, freaking gorgeous. Alright, so we'll get POI, and that's everything except 4 points of interest. I'm actually missing 2. So we forgot this one here. So we can do a general thing like that, I guess. And the last POI... I'm missing 4. And yet only 3 are flashing. Is it up here, I guess? Maybe it's these caves up here at Destiny's Gorge. So I'll tell you what, it's actually a really easy thing we can do. We can just grab these and then we'll waypoint and move north. That'll be our route. Oh, I didn't want to fall off there. I was actually going to griffin. In fact, we might be high enough anyway. Hold on. Let me climb onto this tent. Ugh. What the hell, man? Jump. There we go. Alright. Okay, so we'll go south. I already balls this up. Because it was there. We're going to try something a bit tricky here. Bit cheesy. There we go. It worked. I'm pretty happy with that. What was the way in? I think it's on the right here, isn't it? I think it's this way. Nosh Sebastian said, here's to another month. Oh, thank you very, very much. Wait, hold on. Was that a sub and I missed it? No. Well, anyway. To everyone here, I'd love to link you a good guide on Arc DPS in private chat if you've got one. I'd really want to check out all the build templates thing, but I could never get comfortable with Arc DPS. Yeah, in the Q&A this week, I pointed out that it's got a slight bug in it where it can delete your gear. When I said a slight bug, and a few people made fun of that. When I said a slight bug, what I mean is it's very rare. The outcome of that bug, yes, is pretty major. But the point was that it's, you know, it's only got a slim chance to happen. That was kind of what I meant. Oh, it was a sub. Twitch bugged out. Oh, well, there you go. Thank you very much for your Prime. Thanks, dude. I'm glad I'm not insane. Not that I blame them. It just sucks because I really like the Ire meta. You're telling me that more people did it before the reward patch than after the reward patch. How can that be a thing? I thought they added, like... I mean, achievements obviously don't do anything for farm. But didn't they add, like, extra rewards on there? I think I remember hearing that. Oh, I forgot. Oh, you wanker. I forgot. That caught me on a previous stream as well. Right after I'd been... Oh, we got the POI anyway. Alright, good. Screw it. Now we just got to break combat. I'm going to go all the way over here. Going to press F on that. And we're going to bail. Can it actually delete gear? So I've heard, apparently. Apparently it can, or could. I don't know. I don't know whether that was fixed a long time ago. Can we stop the Arc DPS delete? Oh, was it just a joke? No, I swear it was a real thing in like one of the earlier versions. Like, I don't understand. I openly admit to not understanding anything about it. I could just be, like, on the outside of an in-joke right now. But I'm pretty sure I thought it was a real thing. Okay, this is clearly not the entrance to the mine. It did unfog it, though. And reveal that, in fact, there is no POI in there. So we got one there. So where's the last... Oh, no, there is a POI there. There is. All right, we're just going through the normal entrance, I believe. So that's nice. The normal entrance being over here. And on the right. Somewhere. You... Don't even do that to me. Why? Oh. God, look at how good... I don't know if I've ever been in front of this waterfall, but this is a nice looking little area. Okay. Here we go. There it is. It's on the tracks up here. Alright, brilliant. Kind of want to kill one of these cannonades and see how tricky they are with this build. So let's see, shall we? Yeah, look at how extremely tanky he is. Jeez Louise. Mind you, he has protection. I suppose it still counts as tanky, though. You know, I think I'll try out the initiative version. Let's try it. Let's go Trickery. So Trickery, we'll run the Quick Pockets variant as well, okay? So we run Quick Pockets there. All right, we unequip Chukin Chumpua. Bye-bye. We put the pistols like so that we can weapon swap. Even though it technically doesn't do anything. We get more initiative straight away. As we spend it, we get this stacking buff called Lead Attacks, which will go up to 15, which is 15% more damage. All right. I haven't selected my other traits. But now, whenever I weapon swap like so, we can just permanently... Unloading never has to stop now on this variant. All right. So this is better when you're facing tankier mobs or bosses. We do lose 15% damage. We can also rip boons whenever we press F1 now. And we can pack... 666. I mean, the ICD is just so high. I'm gonna run Thrill of the Crime with Assassin's Fury up here. Alright. So with all of that, basically... What? The build is terrible. Look, it can't even do any damage anymore. Why? Why is he invulnerable? What? That's some crap. Alright. Alright, last POI. Let's get going. Do you guys take a break from watching WP when you have to go number 2? I should think they don't. I think people should watch me on their mobiles and or laptops and just take me in there. Just take me into the toilet with you. I don't mind. I've got no problem. I can't smell it. You know, I can't hear the pee tinkling against the china. It's perfectly okay. I take my laptop into the bathroom and watch streams and stuff while I'm bathing and whatever. So, you know. This is 2017 you're living in, man. Oh, come on. What the balls? This is like Giant Stomp. That should be called Giant Stomp because that is Guild Wars 1 Giant Stomp in a nutshell. Damage taken. Rapid fire. Life siphon, life siphon. Back cut. It's not called Giant Stomp. But see how we don't kill that Prowler now in one burst. I like getting the burst on the easy mobs. But here, so now we can just keep it rolling basically forever. Which is definitely nice against these kinds of mobs. Anyway. Crystal Oasis done. Deadeye's Cache. Black Line chest key. Do you guys want to open a loot box? Oh my god. Gamble, gamble, gamble. Oh, I don't have one. Oh. Damn. That would have been so exciting. As I said, it's gaming in 2017. Sorry guys. It's over. Don't have the money for them. Alright, so with that done, we get another thing done. So now these are basically easy things that we just have to do specific stuff. So first of all, let me just check if there's anything in the Desert Highlands. Nope. This is going to be a Black Lion chest, isn't it? Alright, thank you, Royal, for the 3 chests. Oh, look, I took a personal donation, guys. I took a personal donation. We got a Black Lion mini ticket. And we got an Alolan material bag. Which gave us some mats and some Eyes of Cormyr. Okay, thank you, Royal. That's genuinely, even if it is a small thing, thank you very much. Delete the key. Yeah. Somehow I think that that would probably annoy people more than the whole mount adoption deletion. Why do raids have to be a 10-man thing? Well, because that's how they've designed them. I think the actual answer to that question is making them 10-man allowed them to brand them as a different function of endgame, despite the fact they were essentially just what dungeons were always supposed to be. So it was kind of a necessary evil in order to use the word raid and grab more people for Heart of Thorns, even if it wasn't good for the balance of the game or the accessibility of the format. I think that's the brutal truth. Or that's my interpretation of it anyway. Alright, so what exactly is the Ellen Riverlands stuff? Explore the dead house with my jackal. Okay, that's here. Domain of Abbey. Torment's Wash in the Desolation. Complete a race in any Crystal Desert map. Right, let me just quickly go back to Amnoon here and see if a race is starting. Because I do need to do one of these. More people get along than so 10-man friendship fests. Is that it really? Is a 10-man friendship fest? Oh, I don't have the short bow anymore. Alright, there's no race. So maybe we'll check out the Skimmer Ranch while we can. Basically though, I don't even need to walk through the whole map. So let's just start in the south. Be quicker. Before Heart of Thorns launched, I made a Reddit post about 10-man buffs and how it was needed, and it looks like everything I said came true. Yeah, and it was always... Their response to that was always silly. They basically said, we don't want a super comp. Which is just, like, obscene. It's like, there's going to be a best comp in terms of comfort and kill times and so on. All you're doing with 10-man buffs is making sure at least 9 of the... or hopefully, as wide a range of the professions as possible are represented. I think what they were actually scared of was us being in too binary of a build-making situation where all you care about is just picking up 10-man buffs and that's it. And there's, like, no tactics beyond that. But I think that traits and weapons and runes and everything else about Guild Wars 2 is more than complicated enough to mean that's never going to be a realistic thing to worry about. I have 5 people, including myself, for raids, but can't seem to find 5 more people. Yeah, I mean, and think about this as well. Like, imagine how perfect it would be when you think about fractals as well as sort of people's entry into endgame. You start fractals, you're a noob, you do it with just like one other guy, you slowly meet people, you meet a few more for your dailies as you're farming each day. Eventually you got 5 of you. Imagine how cool it would be if you could just take those 5 into a raid now. And obviously the idea is that that principle is still at play anyway. What they basically want to happen is you get more than one fractal static, if you will. But it's a bigger job. No, I remember when it happened as well. I'm pretty sure I did quite a loud video about the accessibility of raids at one point where I talked about most of it I'm okay with, but 10-man I think was... really flew in the face of a lot of the intelligent things they were talking about when Guild Wars 2 was coming out. You know, when Guild Wars 2 came out, they moved down from 8-man for their regular content to 5, right? They made that very clear decision. They said, no, it's not all 8-man. Some areas of Guild Wars 1 went to 12-man as well. But they went down to 5. They restricted it. They pulled back and they said, this is why it's a good thing in terms of... how much you notice your impact is on the party, in terms of meeting friends, in terms of, you know, how easy it is to just find 4 other people to play instead of finding 9 other people to play, and all of that other stuff. That was all smart. That all still counts today. And then Heart of Thorns raids kind of just pissed on it. So no race here either. The race usually starts here, doesn't it? Oh, no. The race doesn't start here. It starts in, like, the little town, I believe. So let's just go over this way. I'll get on my skimmer for a second here as well. And then we'll go to the dead house, which is the only other thing we need on this map. Then we move further south. Do you think raid mechanics would be less interesting with 5-man groups? I'd love raids if they were 5-man, but I wonder how that changes the design. I wonder too, but I can't... Let me turn that back on you. Give me one mechanic that exists in Guild Wars 2 raiding that couldn't be scaled for 5-man. Give me one mechanic. I think they can all work, couldn't they? I can envisage a Sabbather that's balanced for 5-man and still has cannons intact. I could imagine the Labyrinth that's balanced for 5-man. I could imagine Escort that's balanced for 5-man and still has a little bit of splitting or whatever. I can imagine Zero. In fact, it's even more interesting when you have an odd party size. It's even more interesting with splits. Like, imagine Zero on 5-man. You only get to send 2 left and 3 right. Who gets the 2? Who gets the 3? You know, and that's actually a little bit more interesting, maybe. I don't actually think there's a single mechanic that I've experienced in Guild Wars 2 raids so far that couldn't work on some kind of 5-man scale. Now, I'm not saying that it's easy to scale 5-man, and now that they've gone 10-man, I think that, you know, I understand that they haven't made multiple versions of every single wing. You know, all these people asking for easy modes and multiple branches and scales and essentially fractals to have the same raids to have the same kind of infrastructure as fractals. Because if you have an easy mode, then next it's people asking for a hard mode, and then it's people asking for a not quite medium mode, but slightly lower, and, you know, it just goes on and on and on until you eventually have fractals again. You know, there's all this stuff. We haven't had many raids this year. Imagine if they had to be making multiple versions as well, difficulty modes. Clearly they're pushed. Clearly they're limited. Let's not live in Magic Puffland. There's nothing going on here either. So, what I will do, bear with me, guys. Don't be mad, all right? Why you have to be mad? All right, what we're going to do is we're going to go get this waypoint here, then go back to Amnoon and see if the race began. If it did, then we'll do it. If it didn't, we'll come immediately back, go do the dead house, then go look for the race again in Amnoon. Another time. Thought experiment, what about scaling for one player? Well, it is an MMO, so I think that fundamentally that's not necessary. And I do think that it's important that raids... The areas of endgame encourage you to talk to other people and find communities and get into Discords and TeamSpeaks and events and stuff like that. I think that is important. I think that's what makes these lifestyle games and keeps people in them. So, I still believe that raiding should be a team experience. Raids killed my guild because it divided our guild into raiders and non-raiders and started lots of drama. I think that's an easy excuse. I've seen it before. I don't know whether that's fair always. And again, that's not me putting the blame on your community and your guild. It's putting the blame on the rest of the guild infrastructure in Guild Wars 2 and the way that the game sets itself up for the necessity of guilds, or more pointedly, the lack of necessity for guilds. All right, it's not here, so. By the way, rumors are that new raid will be 1 to 3 bosses or whole wing. I don't know, man. I haven't been keeping up. If he's still in chat, you might want to ask Nike. He might know. I believe I saw him on Tea Time talking about it a little bit, and someone mentioned rumors, and he seemed to nod about it, as far as I remember. This is one of the streams I watched in the bath, though, so... No WP, that is not really a strong reply. Multiple difficulty levels... I'm not getting into that discussion, dude. It's not how it is. Rumors are 2 bosses and 1 event. There you go. Alright, let me go to the dead house then. Oh, I just need to go south. In fact, the other waypoint might still have been best. I think event means like escort. No, escort is not an event. Labyrinth is an event. Spirit Wall is an event. Events are thing... Oh, I don't know, actually. Maybe I'm wrong. I was thinking that events were things that you had to do coordinatedly but didn't give you LI, essentially. I don't know. Maybe though, like, Bandit is an event. Is Bandit an event? Do we consider that? In all technicality, Fractal Challenge Mode and for 99 and 100 are basically 5-man raids. Yeah, they certainly are. And I think they've been a smash success. Right, so the gate is shut. So we have to do the events get in. I've done this event so many goddamn times. So we have to get in. So to get in, we need to go up past the Lonely Vigil. Somebody tweeted me and pointed out that the Lonely Vigil has changed gender between the two games. What do we think about that, guys? Is that a part of its miraginess? Who knows? Christ. Okay, talk about the upcoming prison break. It's all the way over here. My god, all this just circling around. 99, 100. Now we need just more than 2 good fractals each 6 years. That's not fair. The game's not been out 6 years. Fractals haven't been a format for since the very launch of the game anyway. I know it's close, but not the full thing. They did expand on a lot of fractals. It was rehashed Living World Season 1 stuff, but they did expand on it. And even of the more contemporary ones, there have been 3. It's just one of them they hadn't nailed down the idea of challenge modes yet. I'd like to see that, though. I'd like to see Molten Duo. I'd like to see Chaos get a full challenge mode. I'd like to see Jade Moore and My Chin get them as well. Alright, where's this guy? Oh, he's over there. Have you seen picture of the black fractal dagger? Oh, it came with one of the sinks with relic with patch. Sorry, what's this? No, I hadn't heard of that. What is this? There's a new dagger? You would like to get Chaos deleted. Hey, WP, you asked to be reminded for the update of the guild. Please unlock the mission slot PvE for the market for Spud 2 so we can have more guild missions. Good point. Yeah, let's do that. How do I do that? Missions. Do I have to go to the initiative headquarters? Oh, shit. Oh, God. But if I don't do that right now, I'm going to forget. There's another thing I was supposed to talk about as well. So somebody's been outreaching to me. I don't know how much I can help, but I said I'd talk about it on a stream, so here I am. Zorav sent me a message saying there is a community fanzine book, and everything they earn from it, they're sending to charity. So you can buy like a fan magazine for Guild Wars 2. It does look pretty cool. And they released it, but they haven't even turned a profit on it yet. They're halfway through sales. They've done like basically they need more support essentially. They got hit hard by the Mount Gate downturn last week. They're trying to reach more people. They're up for any idea. And I said, yeah, sure, I can mention it. So if you guys want to check out that magazine, it does look pretty cool, and I like initiatives and stuff. They said book runs are expensive, and they're doing it at a very minimal markup, even with the charity line. So they just need to reach more people. They're hoping to sell some. So if you guys are interested in a Guild Wars 2 based fan magazine, go for that. And I thought I'd do my duty by mentioning that on the stream. Now, that's one thing that I was going to forget. Now, the other thing that I was going to forget is the guild thing. So thankfully it happens at a guild hall, so my place there in the Riverlands has been locked, so that's fine. Now all I gotta do is just go find the NPC. It's not 100% new dagger, it's just the current fractal dagger skin but in black and red colors. Well, yeah, that's a new, yeah, it's not a new model or whatever, but it's the same as when they added gold. I would consider that a new dagger. That's cool, but how do we get it? It just comes from the reliquary from doing the ascended salvage thing, does it? So, is it this guy, the notary? What upgrades can I currently purchase? So at level 40 we get further exploration, and at level 10 we get the guild portal. It's neither of those. That's just the treasury. So it's not that. Is it the marketplace? It's not the marketplace. It's the tavern, isn't it? Isn't it the tavern that we get more of that? Maybe? Let's go have a look at the tavern and see. Very, very briefly. WP, can you show us your FPS in City? Well, here it's 60, but I've got VSync on, so I don't actually know what it would be. Higher, probably, but I don't stream at any higher than 60, so there's no point for now. So you should be seeing 60. I've only dropped 32 frames this entire stream, which is 0.0% of the entire amount. Guild enhancements, maybe? From the bartender here? Oh, no, he's just the guy we buy those from. The proprietor. Karma banner, waypoint, Guildhall swiftness, scribing, songs and things. No, it's none of those. The arena guy, it's not going to be him. WP, the human eye can't see more than 30 FPS. I know, I just like to have that little bit of buffer, you know, because sometimes it'll spike down. So I go double over what I know my eyes can see. And that way I run 60. That's why gamers do 60 FPS, don't you realise? It's just like being excessive, really. But it is what it is. The Guildhall Explorer. I don't know who I go to get missions. It's not at the workshop. It wouldn't be at the war room. Decoration trader, notary, Guildhall initiative representative is just a regular trader. Commendation trailer. It's the marketplace at the tag. Well, there is no tag. They must be on EU. Why is everyone always on EU? Is it just going to be this guy then? What upgrades? Why is that a market thing to get mission slots? Why is that a market thing? Well, anyway, here we go. So, mission slot, PvE. Unlock a weekly mission slot so that will only ever generate PvE-oriented missions. So we can get more favor and stuff and more rewards for our guys. So right now, if you guys have a look, we only have one of the three. And you've got these down here. We can buy this, which will unlock this bottom one and give people more rewards each week and opportunities. So this was 50 obsidian shards, 300 cured thick leather squares, 100 bolts of silk, 25 ecto, 10 icy runestones, and 50 large bones. So boom, there we go. And now we can trigger that puzzle. So there you go, guys. And we'll leave those for now. Right, now let's get the hell out. I want to get this goddamn weapon. If it kills me, I want to get this weapon. It's going so slow. You might actually have to steal this build. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a gunslinging Deadeye. It's one of the cool ways to play a Deadeye. Certainly. Alright, now. What the hell is going on here? Alright, Foreman Aaron is south. And he's actually already en route. Oh my god, some absolute legend must have triggered it while we were away. And might be doing the escort, which consolidates our time. I got what I needed finally. This meta event really shouldn't be on a collection like this. Oh, this one? Well, if you guys want to play, you're more than welcome to still. We got to attack the dead house, and I guess I'll do it alone if I have to. Right. See, this is where the build's most fun, in my opinion. Where you get lots of small targets, which is weird because it's not a very good AoE build. But I do like this. We're not really killing very quickly right now, so I'm going to go back to no quarter for a second. And hopefully do it a bit faster. So yeah, nice, sturdy might. Lots of fury. What? Why didn't I get my mark from that? Why didn't I get a stolen ability? Imagine this build with the old pistol bounce. I mean, it would completely dilute the idea of it, but it'd be pretty hilarious, right? Why don't I have mark now as well? We killed them all. Anyway. Thank you for the zine shout out. I wish I could do more Gears to Gnomes. I mean, I really wish I could. I hope you get some people clicking it. Again, guys, here's the link. Please do go to it in chat right there. Check it out. It is cool. The community needs more stuff like this. Again, like, we don't get much happens around Guild Wars, so it would be pretty cool. Spam that F1, F2, and 3. Basically, yeah, that's the entire build. And then maybe popping haste if you're running it. I want some other convincing utilities. I don't know. But I don't know what I'd like to run. Maybe agility, just to put the precision higher again, because I've not min-maxed the precision amount that I've got. What are the details for this build? Yeah, critical strikes, trickery, deadeye at the moment, but another very nice version is deadly arts, actually. The trickery one is better for bosses and sturdy mobs. This one is better for sorry. The one you're looking at right now is the trickery one, and it's better for sturdy mobs and bosses, like tanky guys, like that guy. Because we can keep the initiative rolling and rolling and rolling and just drill into him until eventually he dies using quick pockets. The other one is a bit spikier, and it allows you to... Oh, I shouldn't have weapon swapped at that point. The other one allows you to hit a lot harder and bounce through mobs quicker. So if you're in Corteria, don't run this. This I really only start feeling like has been more worthwhile in Path of Fire. Why does my target next keep targeting some random dude that's behind me? I mean, it's a fun build. I like it. It's got a very distinct playstyle to it. You get to see some big numbers. It's not exactly DPS. It's just that you get one number that rolls up really heavily, but it's cool. What was that? Was I shooting the ground? Why? Corrupting blade. Twisting earth. He was breaking projectiles somehow, it looked like. That's pretty similar to what you run in PvP. I can't imagine you do very well in PvP on this, to be honest. Maybe some cheesy kills on low-level players, but as a conquest build, this looks utterly terrible to me. Awful team fighter. I don't know. It depends how well the sustain scales. But there's so much projectile hate in PvP anyway. And the second someone knows that that's what you're running, it's so easily counter-comped. Explorer Heifa is awesome. I recorded her song for Wiki. Oh, dude, so when you go to that page, can you listen to the song like on regular Wiki? That's cool. Oh, I missed my mark somehow. I don't know who. I don't know when. Oh, maybe it was that guy. Yeah, I think it probably was. Oh my god, did we just mark the gate? Oh no, the hive cannon. Okay. I'm going to turn off this for a second and go back to the quickness. Oh, sorry, no, not that. This. I'm going to turn off Fury of the Thrill of the Crime and go back to the quickness and see how that balance feels. See if I can bounce and maintain it a little bit longer. Oh, Inks posted something and deleted it. Sorry, dude. Yeah, if it was excessively spammy or too many icons and things, all caps, Nightbot will slam down on it. Sorry, dude. Problem here is I'm getting obstructed by the ones in front because I don't pierce. Okay. What is the title of this stream from? We talked about that earlier. It was a description of all successful Twitch streamers. That is what they are. So I thought I'd put that as the title. To arrogantly suggest that I am a successful Twitch streamer. Those hive cannons seem really weird to me. I don't think we've seen that kind of enemy since 2012's Risen Rot Moths. Yeah, they can be condied and crit though, right? Which is obviously pretty nice. Nightbot needs a Snickers. He's a right diva. Ha! Is he now? We might see Gen 3 legendaries in Expansion 3 depending on what route they take. Yeah, I wonder what they'll do with like those kind of end game items. It's really, I mean, the more I think about it, I mean, every stream that comes up now, the fact that they missed out on a proper saddle slot and stuff is so silly because they can't do the legendary weapons for POF. So they could have done the saddles, legendary saddles for POF. You know, to sort of rectify that. My god, he was invulnerable again. So I guess we'll just break open this gate. We'll just tank our way through it. Never ending, 150,000 damage to the gate. Look how tanky these gates are, man. Even with that, I'm out of initiative. My god. I don't even remember if this is really that necessary. Alright, we can remark it as well. Oh, what? My mark seemed like it instantly refreshed there. Why am I getting targeted by Jabari? That's annoying. What? Come on, I'm nowhere near them. This animation's really cool. When's the dodge needed? I guess there. I'm going to keep killing ads. I feel like I shouldn't, though, because... Here, let's try and kill an elite, shall we? Oh, I don't have markup again. What? See, now our quickness is super high. Why is he invulnerable? So, this time I don't have... Christ, why do I keep forgetting the name of it? I don't have the sustain trait on. So, all we're getting is our signet healing right now. Which is still pretty good. But not quite the same. So if I can break combat, I don't know whether I'm far enough away from Jabari to do that. He despawns in 4 minutes, but that should be okay. Have I ever played more than 8 hours straight? Oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Yeah. Not for a while. Not for a long while. Sorry, not mount. What am I doing? Invigorating precision. There we go. Yeah, that's it. So now I'm anticipating being able to sort of just face tank the boss a bit better. With our ridiculous heals. Jesus Christ. You know, I wonder if swapping that signet was a bad idea in the end. I'm going to keep going for the Deadhouse Guard since we already did X amount of damage to him. Alright, so the one thing that's extremely dangerous is weakness against Invigorating Precision. Because what it will do is it will halve the amount of crits you do, and it's only crits that heal you. So, and again, that's like another reason why I really like this build, because it makes you focus on various skills and interactions in a really profound way that other builds don't. Like, you need to pay attention to that. If someone's reflecting, if they're deflecting, if it's retail, weakness is incredibly important. It's a very squishy build, but has a lot of sustain under the right circumstance. It's just, you know, it's very pointed. It's a very pointed experience. That's what I think all builds should be like, really. You know, it's very different to basically being on like a Litany of Wrath, Greatsword, Scepter, Focus Guardian running around in open world. Dragon Hunter, sorry. Which legitimately can just smash its face extremely effectively onto anything in the game and kind of ignore it. Just block everything, pull everything in, you know, nothing really matters. So yeah, we're going for the big boss himself now. Obviously, we don't really get the benefit of the mark. Oh, see, something there. Something there really... What was that? Did he reflect? Was I standing in something? I don't know. Ooh. Also, it's not like a ludicrous range as well. Like, I like the kind of gameplay that you get from the range of pistols. It's enough to occasionally be going out of range. There we go. And you get a bit of a play between your F1, 2 and that as well. Because they're 1500, right? And this one's only 900. Ah, there we go. Good. All right, so completing that event is not actually what mattered. What mattered was unlocking one of the sand pools. Oh, shit. Do you know what? I don't even think we had to do this, did we? Because the sand pool isn't even in here. It's off on the side. Shit. I'm such an idiot. None of this mattered. Oh, my God. What a waste of time. But really, why in Guild Wars 2 we don't have any more messages like, you have played more than 8 hours, please take a break? They didn't do that in Guild Wars 1 at 8 hours. They did that after like 1 hour, didn't they? Or 2 hours? I always wondered why that was there at all. Maybe they just thought it'd be nice. I mean, obviously the cynical approach is, oh, Guild Wars 2 doesn't care about your health anymore. It just wants you playing all the time. I guess it's up to you guys to... What the hell killed me there? My God. Anyway, that's where we need to go. I need to get away from that guy's big fucking Ryland thing. We can get the rally here. Oh, how did he pull me in? What was that? Alright, there we go. Good. They're all dead except the Abomination. We're about to have our elite up, which we can use to sustain if we need it. There it is. I'm surprised that my initiative is running as low as it is. Even with quick pockets. I think I'll go back to Thrill of the Crime as well. I'm not really able to feel the big difference there. Yeah, let's put the Signet back on and see how that feels then. 1 extra initiative every 10 seconds. It's not much, though. I don't think that could be responsible for that much. I mean, 1. Really doesn't matter if you ask me. Okay. Right. So, what we do is we come through here. Oh, come off it. Ugh. It must have been one of those traps earlier, I think, that I must have walked into. 43k DPS. It's not really, is it? You can actually read the box that's on the side here. Sorry, it's been slightly out of shot. That will actually show you the damage of the build. Can we break that casket? We can. I guess that what we're going for is the chest that's deeper inside. Since this player's here killing things, I'll stay and kill things with him. So the other thing, by the way, you notice I'm getting these interrupts. I was running Sigil of Severance for a little while on this as well, because I think Severance is quite a fun sigil from POF, but in the end I've just gone with accuracy because it doesn't feel consistent enough. If you run Sleight of Hand, where you get a daze on F1, and then but every time we press F1, the next hit we do stuns. So you go daze stun, a bit like a quarter lock style thing. Running that, you might get enough interrupts to make Sigil of Severance feel worth it, but I'm not really sure about how it felt, so I stopped it and just went accuracy instead. Severance is gain tons of precision and ferocity on an interrupt. Okay, so back through we go. Wow, I got a host from him mailer. There's a kind of a bad host, unfortunately, because... Well, actually, I don't know. It depends. We might be able to get this today. I might be streaming a little bit longer. So anyway, thanks very much for that host. God, I've been getting hosted and stuff lately. Thank you very, very much. Welcome, everyone. Basically, we're going for We got really kind of quiet there, actually, for a second. We're going for the specialization collection weapon for the Deadeye. We're running Gunslinger. Deadeye right now while we work on its weapon, which is pretty fun. So there, look. I don't know what happened there, but my projectiles totally didn't land. I don't know whether they were hitting the ground or what, but something happened. There, we can snipe these guys with the steels. Oh, or not, apparently. Don't know why it's on cooldown. It's acting weird. It's acting very strange. Alright, so I'm guessing it's this chest that will give us the item we're looking for. Nope. The Runeforger's chest over here, maybe? Oh, there it is. The Cursed Flintlock. So there you go. We get the Cursed Flintlock out of that. Riddle of the Deadeye. I think that was what that was. Alright, so we've got to throw a coin in the wishing well. We've got a... So, Desolation, Forge Warmonger, Desolation... And we got to do a race. Let's go check if the goddamn race is up now. I remember playing Dwarf Fortress and getting the message, your settlement has crumbled to its end. God, that's a depressing lose sound. I remember playing Guild Wars 2 and getting the message, you've been playing 5 minutes, content has ended. Please come back in the next 2 months. Oh, God. Alright, well, that's obviously not it. Let's check if that other race is going. It would help if I knew when the hell these actually spawned. Dead Zealot, congrats on the 6-month badge, man. Congrats. Right. You just play that build for the ridiculous healing? It feels like you're on an AD carry on League of Legends. Yeah, it is a lot like that, isn't it? Yeah, it's like Master Yi. Well, I don't know how Master Yi plays anymore. I'm talking about like years ago. It's sort of like getting fed on a Master Yi and just running around with vampirism stuff. What was that weapon? The Hextech Gunblade, maybe? I think that had vampirism on it. And also a slow. So this race, we're on the race track right now. The race itself is not going on. Alright, screw it. Let's just go further south. Desolation it is. Oh, why? 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 Every time I'm on the map. Okay, it's good. I've got it out of my system. We're okay. Am I the only one who finds it weird to say congrats for paying me for 6 months? Maybe a bit weird if you view it as purely a handout. But I think that it's more than that. It's good. Well, I'm not congratulating people on that. I'm congratulating them for unlocking another badge and congratulating them on their continued support. Like the rewards they've already got on the continued support is in the emotes and shit that they get. I don't know. I look at it that way. I don't look at it the way you're talking about. I view, like, if you're subbing on Twitch, I view that as more of a service that you're getting for yourself. If you want to just support me, I'd much rather people go to Patreon, because on Patreon, the website doesn't take half of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I actually get to see some of it. All right. 2 more kills for Jim Bottler. So here, the one that we're looking for here is Keeper Pamir at Torment's Watch. So this is Torment's Watch. This is Keeper Pamir. We need to aid them by repairing turrets and basically killing Forge and stuff. So I'm just going to run over to the Forge and do some damage and press F on some things. This is a super classic heart. Excuse to use a lot more of the build, I guess. Okay, kill that veteran member of the Vanguard. Can't heal that guy. I wonder what I need to actually heal. That's fine. Okay. Kill that guy. Break these walls. I like that all of these seem to be working properly. Marking all of the barricades. The mechanics not getting confused, despite the fact that they're not really real mobs. Alright, that hurt. Let's just do that to be clear. Oh, this feels good. The build feels nice right now. Feels pretty sturdy. It's probably because smashing your way through those things feels good. Right, we can kill that forge officer, why not? That weapon swap was probably a bit useless. Alright. Nicey, nicey, nice. Look how quick that was. That was really fast. God damn, I don't think I've ever done a Path of Fire Heart that fast. That felt like that was the same speed as I do the first field in Queensdale. If you have like 10 Order of Secrets tokens, you can hand in 10 and instantly complete it. Oh, that's cool. Any videos coming out today? I don't actually have any planned for today, no. But tomorrow there should be one. There's a lot I want to talk about with Season 4. Which I almost thought I was going to overlap a lot today. So, Untraceable Sharpshooters. Mission Dispatches? Nope. And the Prairie Dog? Nope. Okay, that's good. Getting close, guys. That's easy, and we just throw it in. Complete the Forged Warmonger in Domain of Abbey. Complete any race. Prevent saboteurs from poisoning Bone Strand Fields in the Desolation. So where are the Bone Strand Fields? This is the Bone Strand. So I guess it's going to be up here. Oh, I actually think I know exactly what event that is. I think I did that just the other day. It's not going to be the spy one here with the ravens or whatever. I think it's an event that triggers here, isn't it? Some guys come and attack and try to... I mean, these are Bone Strand Fields, aren't they? We could do the spy reports anyway. Maybe it rolls from one into the other. Who knows? Okay, yeah. Somebody said in chat that that is the one. All right, so I'll just have to keep my eye on it. Oh, I guess that one just finished, which is nice. Could do this heart while we wait, I suppose. I wonder if Aureen's going to become an Elder Dragon. I think that's the idea. That's what they want to do. You started Guild Wars 2 1 year ago and fully geared 9 classes. That's cool. What gear did you put on them? I guess I'll just kill wasps and wait around here in the meantime. What concerns me is if I'm just going to stand around and it turns out it's on a really low timer, or I'm just going to stand around and it turns out I actually had to speak to some NPC somewhere. I don't think that we'll be fighting any big dangerous things here, so let's go no quarter. Oh, a pungent Jarrakanda bloom. Has a remarkably savoury scent. I don't think I've ever picked one of those up. WP gear checking on stream. Am I? How am I gear checking? Do you think that during Abaddon's fight with the other gods, his body was ripped apart, explaining why the statues show him humanized while he's chained, most of his body is destroyed? Yeah, I mean, I think that the version of Abaddon that we see in the Realm of Torment is after years of torture and magic and warping. Definitely. No, the trait... Keldon says, I miss Ricochet. I thought Deadeye was a perfect place to reintroduce it. No, it's not. Deadeye was always about specializing in single target range DPS. The Ricochet trait has nothing to do with single target DPS. It's an unfitting trait that pushed the pistol playstyle into a place that it wasn't. Yes, it was fun to use, but big picture, I don't think it was actually healthy for the game. So I think it's fine that it's gone. Because it would feel totally OP on this, certainly. In a world where shortbow doesn't exist, sure, why not? But shortbow does exist. Well, it's tricky to talk about these things. Who knows? Maybe ranged AoE will be the next elite specialization. Damn, dude, I don't know what I'm waiting for here. Do you think there's going to be another god? I don't think there will be because there was no one there to absorb Balthazar's power. Well, they've suggested that there is another god already, and it's out there in the mists. Ink says, all of my characters use a mix of Nomads and Valkyrie. Because I was told by QT that is the best combo. Dude, my first build video was... oh no, it wasn't either of those. It was Cavaliers. It was it Cavaliers? I think it was Cavaliers. Or Captains. One of those. And it was the best. This is taking ages. Come on, what are we doing? The other thing that's going to happen is it's just no one watching the stream actually knows. And whoever it was that said that is just trolling me. I mean, these are the dead fields. Sorry, the Bone Strand fields. Unless it's like over there more. I guess we could go explore. Oh, here we go. Stop the saboteurs before they poison all the scarecrows in the fields. Yeah, this is definitely it. Nice. What I'm going to do as well, guys, is I'm going to show you my mini-map. For some reason, my control hotkey keeps getting closed down. So what we do is we look at the mini-map very carefully, and we watch for when an X appears on there, because the X shows when a mob has spawned. So like this guy here. Actually, it doesn't show, but it does ping when they spawn. So that's nice. And then what we do is we just drill into them. Looks like they have about 100,000 health. Maybe a little bit more. 110,000 health at current scaling levels. And voila. And we got to defend these until that morale bar goes down. No, there you go. There is an X. There is an X. That's nice. So we just keep on top of the spawns. Should be a-okay. Man, the fact that haste is a stun break is really nice. I think it was that scarab that managed to knock me down there, which is a bit unfortunate. No need to mount up on that one. These tiny little bits of swimming are going to be really annoying. Do I lose all my initiative? If one stray bullet hits like a wasp or something in the meantime, do I lose my initiative gain? I think I do, right? So, not... No, he broke it. Man, we've got to proper bring down the pain to... Fucking scarabs. Just all more reason to kill the extra ones in the area and build some might and food buffs and stuff, I guess. Damn, that one's poisoned. One scarecrow down. Morale's at 50. Okay, that's him dead. Next one over there, he's going to get that. Okay, let's kill this scarab. Nope. That one's down as well. Either this build is a lot worse than I thought it was, or this event scaled something significant. Because I have to say, these things are dying way slower than on the last character I was doing this on, which was a completely randomly built renegade, I think. Well, there's the heart done. Right, another saboteur over there. Poisoner. Maybe it's because the renegade was inflicting torment, and if you get there early enough, we'll keep doing that. There you go. So we completed that. We've thwarted them. We get the cursed flintlock. Okay, now we need to do a race, throw a coin, and beat the Forged Warmonger bounty in the domain of Vabi. So once again, let's go have a look for the race. Or a race. What do you think of QTFY stating at the Reddit post how they are struggling to maintain interest? How can this affect more hardcore community in the game? Well, it'll be a big loss for the community if that guild goes away. It's always sucked that there are no other... well, no, don't let me say that. It would suck. It would be a big loss, and it's a shame that the raiding content hasn't been frequent enough. I think that Well, I don't know. Don't let me speak on behalf of them. I don't know their true motivations for saying and doing that. It's probably because they actually feel that way. So no race there. Let's go down here. I don't really have any other thoughts. What other thoughts could I have for you? I would like to learn more about Balthazar and Menzies' past. Who their parents were. Yeah, I think these are all really ripe, cool stories. Especially if Menzies was the one that took Balthazar's mantle after his power was stripped in the mist, for example. If, and there's a lot of ifs on that, but if, that would be kind of cool. So, here's another race area. And it's not rolling. Like, what is this? I saw about 100,000 races when I was originally playing Path of Fire. Why are there no races anymore? What's going on? I would go to the one in the Highlands as well and see if that's rolling. What do you think about an Aurene mount in Season 4? Where it just replaces them. Is that a troll? No, I don't think an Aurene mount is smart. I think it's... Given the controversy that they've just had with mount skins as well, I think it's a particularly stupid idea. If it was sold in the gem store. Christ. I mean, do I think it's possible? Yeah. Do I think it's smart? No. I believe that we could easily have a story section in one of the Living World episodes where we're riding around on a griffin. I believe that. Where we're riding around on Aurene, sorry, with the Griffin-style controls and so on and so on. Even if we haven't paid the 200 gold and done all that other stuff, yeah? I also believe that episode 1 of Season 4 would do well to more profoundly push people to the Griffin quest, instead of having it as kind of a subtle secret thing at the end of POF, directed through just some item drops and, you know, word of mouth and stuff. I think a more... No, again, not a requirement, but a more, like, directed thing. I think that could be a really good idea. Oh, the question was for Aurene replacing Griffin for story instances. Sorry, did I just not read it? Did I switch my brain off? Oh, you did say for those instances. Yeah, where it has special skills for... yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. Yeah, what you're saying is basically what I just said, isn't it? Yeah, well, we get to control her, essentially. Yeah. Sure, why not? I think it could be smart. But as a skin for the open world, for people to run around, no. Especially on the gem store, no. WP, I vehemently disagree with that statement. Also, WP, I completely agree with that statement. Yes! It makes perfect sense. Alright. Let's climb up here. WP, what do you think Living World Season 4 could bring us? Do you expect to go further south? Or Dizlana and stuff? I'd like to go to Dizlana and stuff, definitely. Also, though, don't rule out other areas around here on the map already, like the route between Ebonhawk and the Crystal Desert, or like... I don't know, just more left and right. Scavenger's Causeway. I mean, I don't see enough people talking about the Scavenger's Causeway, to be honest, but that still excites me. Why am I in combat now? Oh, that one's not even a stun break. This one is. Fuck you guys. I know it might not have looked like those mobs were fighting me and that I was just wasting time, but the Jarrakanders have really high range, and one of them had hit me. So instead of just wasting time and hoping that I'd figure out who it was, I figured I'd just cut out the middleman and do it now. Alright, here's another race. I mean, what? A race is disabled? What's going on, honestly? I'll get this waypoint so that this wasn't a complete waste of time, and we can quickly come back and check later. I talked to an ArenaNet developer last night on Twitch, and he asked me where I thought the story was going, and I said I think there's more to Lister and Balth. Who replaced him and who does what have to be 6 or 5 in the Pantheon, to which he responded, I just think the gods have left for good. They're gone now. Yeah, I mean, if you're touching on a big part of the story there, they're not gonna on a random stream reveal all, are they? So here's another race at this waypoint, which thankfully I've got unlocked. It's a race! The race will begin. Oh my god. Holy hell. Thank you. We're going to take it easy on a skimmer. Sign me up. Alright. Oh, thank god. How do you feel about the ending of Path of Fire, with the dragons going nom-nom with the magic instead of having a new god of war, because we know there must always be a Lich King? I don't know what you're talking about. I think that, yeah, it's basically how I expected it to end. Either that or Ritlock was going to become the god of war or something. Yeah, magic moved to other hands. Short-term gains mean long-term consequences, as Ritlock talked about at the very start. Well, that's basically the entire expansion, isn't it? I like it. Do you think there are too many... Do you think there are too many great items available in Cash Shop and not enough other equally lucrative methods in Guild Wars 2, considering the game is very much about cosmetics? Equally lucrative methods in Guild Wars 2. Are you asking me, are there too many things in the gem store instead of in-game? I think that my opinion on that changes based on as time goes by, really. I think when an expansion just came out, I don't really feel the sting of that. And I think during Living Wild seasons, I don't really feel the sting of that. But I think if there's ever a reasonable break, I do. Why would there be a new God of War with Balthazar dying? He wasn't the God of War at this point. That's a good point. I'm talking about the Ritlock theories came from before Path of Fire came out. Which is what I wouldn't even say it was my full expectation, but it was an expectation of it. And something that a lot of people said. And before Path of Fire came out, we didn't necessarily know that balance as far as I remember. Wait, could you say that you were playing Race Wars right now, WP? Oh, because we're about to do a race? Sure. Sure, why not? Benji is absolutely correct. We didn't kill a god. I mean, we killed a character who was a god, and in some perspectives was a god. But in terms of Dragon Ball Z power level reading style stuff, no, he wasn't a god. He was a fallen god. Just as Abaddon was a fallen god, but in some respects you could still call him a fallen god is a god. Alright, we're going to take it really casual. We don't have to win. How is this lagging with just 3 guys? Are you absolutely... I mean, this is a joke. What the hell? Christ. It's like it's just on a delay or something. I thought it used to lag on the streams because we had tons of people. We have 4 today. 4! I will not get over how good these maps look, seriously. You would say Abaddon was a restrained god who still had power, though? Well, if he was, then Balthazar certainly was. Ugh, like, one of the big problems with POF was definitely that they didn't properly talk about how Balthazar lost his strength. Like, how did they do that so comfortably when they couldn't with Abaddon? And I really hope that they've got some good answer to that revolving around Lissa or something conspiratorial or whatever, because if they don't, then it's just, like, such a cop-out. Almost went over the edge there, which would not have been nice. I think the last time you saw one of these races on the stream, that happened. This is some nice stuff right here. Very relaxed. Oh, you wanker! No, 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 no. No, no. I'm not even going to give him a chance. I'm not even going to give him a chance. Just die already, alright? Just fucking go away. Not willing to give him a... Oh, look, that one got it, did it? Did it? Really? Really, Guild Wars? We're doing it on Springer now, apparently. There we go. Feeling good. What do you think about a collection in Living World Season 4 that makes you an Aurene Griffin skin? They could make it challenging and fun, the Griffin collection, and then people could get a free mount skin. Sure, free skins. Everybody wants free skins. Yeah. WP, what do you have in mind after Guild Wars 2? Any games in mind? Well, one big thing I know that's on my radar right now is at least... I want to play WoW Classic. But that could be like a year away, so I don't know. There we go. This might be a first place, guys. Ooh. The first time I've ever had first place in the Desolation. Unless those people are finishing from all the way over there. Oh my god. Oh dear, Springer. Come on, bunny. Come on, bunny! Come on! No! Oh. It's okay, just hop out. You're good. It's all good. No! Come on, double knockdowns are not fun. And he's a veteran. Where's the last gate? It's over there. Screw it. I'm not even going to fight them. We're Heart of Thorns starting it. Oh, we came second. Someone else beat us. Rip. Wait, what? Oh my gosh. It's actually a lot longer than I remember. Okay. Now this one. This whole platform here reminds me of the Altar of Glost. Alright, there we go. Second place, baby. Oh, we have to wait for the full thing before we get our reward. Alright. Unless... No, they don't. So yeah, we'll wait here. Do you think a normal /sit command that actually works with terrain should be in the game sometimes ever? No, I think that's a petty thing to ask for. I think /sit is perfectly fine. There shouldn't be a character mount. If Balthy was a full god, the immunity would make sense, as we know Faux Fire and Divine Fire repels Elder Dragon corruption and comes from the gods. But he was devoid of that power unless he had a spark of it less, suggested by manifesting his armor after Retlock freedom. Yeah. And just his ability to reignite the sword, right? So out of my inventory, it's full. Oh god, I am, yeah. Oh, wait. No, we didn't lose out on the reward because we've got a full inventory. That's not a thing in this game. So, yeah, that's salvaged out. Very nice. I've actually got an empty slot here. Which we can put in, I guess, soon. Bacon's All Mine says more emotes. Yeah, it's funny. I was kind of doing some of those emotes yesterday, and you know, the Bloodstone Fen ones, I don't even really remember that well anymore. Alright, so we got 2 tasks. 1, throw a mystic coin in the well. So we're going to have to get a mystic coin. Apparently. Because that's not going to pull that out, is it? And then also, we need to find the Forged Seal. Complete the bounty for the Forged Warmonger. So where's the Forged Warmonger? This stream's been going on ages. I need to have a pee, by the way, so we're going to do that soon. Alright, so I've not been to Vabby yet, but it's going to be really easy to get to Vabby, and I'll show you why. It's because, man, putting that in Guild Wars 1 terms is what I'm about to do here. Basically going to fly on an aeroplane there. Okay, down we go. And we're going to spam click here to flap faster than the auto flap will allow us. I'm not going to go super fast here because I don't actually know whether I want to go that low. I think God Magic just enchants your abilities. It doesn't actually revolve around a specific type. I think that's fair. I mean, the most we heard about Divine Magic, as far as I remember, was the end of Season 2. With the light. They did confirm Sahothin is a relic of Balthazar. Not explicitly. I don't think they did. So the way out, I think, is up here. Right? It's over there on the right. And there we go. Then we'll be in Vabby. Can't you just go to the guild hall? Yeah, I can, but I wanted to unfog the areas of the map as I go as well. And I was also sort of operating under the assumption I'd unlocked some waypoints, but the only waypoint I could have unlocked, I think I just ignored, which was right at the end of the map there. Well, there was one up here as well. All right. So, Vabby. Now, the Forged Warmonger. Can anybody tell me exactly what waypoint that's at? I also need to go to my bank and get a Mystic Coin. So, all right, I'm gonna pee myself. All right, I'm gonna go to the PvP lobby. And I'm gonna have a pee. I'll see you guys in just a second, because this will load us back in. One moment. Honestly, I'll be two ticks. In the meantime, watch this, I guess. All right, okay, I don't even know what you guys were watching there. What was that? All right, hello. All right, I also got a can. This stream is way too long, but we haven't done a particularly long one for a while. Okay, so I got my coins. Just let me... Yes, and now we can leave. All right, sorry about that, guys. Sorry. Yeah, those meteors are... Oh, you were watching Guild Wars 2010, right? Yeah, those meteors were pretty crazy. Shatter reveal from before the launch of Guild Wars 2. Yeah, there's a... did I already say this in today's stream? OBS had an update that allows you to have VLC controls within OBS, which is really cool. Sorry, on the patch notes, I haven't fiddled with it or played around with it yet, but it looks like an excellent thing. What am I drinking? Oh, just a Sprite. That video makes you sad because you want Phoenix and stuff. Pretty lame for Bug Ratanova's discovery of Dragon Weakness. Connie Griffith uses the phrase, using the God's own sword against him, to explain how we are able to defeat Balthy. Connie Griffith. Which character is that? That's one of the weird things about Guild Wars lore. That shouldn't be how we discover. It's nice to hear, so I guess it is confirmed. If that dialogue is definitely as it sounds there in Twitch chat, then yeah, I would say that is confirmation right there that it was his own sword in-game, which is nice. But, I mean, what an odd place to deliver that. How is that missing from the actual core story? Yeah, there was a cool album of Guild Wars 1. Forge Warmonger. It's this thing, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Nice. Okay. So he's over there. We can just go straight to him. Well, that was pretty simple. Which is nice, considering how much of a pain the race gave us, which looked like it was an incredibly simple one, to be honest. Okay. How to learn Guild Wars lore? Just read wiki. Something like that. That's a big part of how I ended up learning it. Well, playing it as well, but I would read the wiki and make sure I knew everything that there was to know about each area before then later. Hold on. Let's put Invigorating Precision on. Since we are alone and these are group events. I don't know how strong this guy is. Let's see. We're on the best, like, boss killing version of this build. Let's not get hit by that. So, targets foes, then uses a powerful shot. That's what we got hit with there. What? What hit me there? Was that Choya? Elite Healing Coalescence. Despawned. What was it that hit me? I didn't even really see. Damage taken. Warmonger hit me. Oh, retaliation? How did he have retail? I was looking at his buff bar. Oh, I was really hoping this would be a good experience for this build right here at the end of the stream. But apparently he puts retail on, so I can't do anything about that. Oh, there's retail. There's retail. There's retail. Oh, no, not during the break bar. There we go. Go, 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 go. Oh, I could have got that full unload. I was trying to, but then I sort of wimped out. All right, he just pulses it for a couple of seconds. It's not actually that bad, I think. Yeah, so we can heal through the rest. So, Invigorating Precision plus the Signet is not enough to get through his retail. Because don't forget, every time we strike him, every time we crit, let's assume we have 100% crit. We don't, but let's just assume. We get double heal and then the one retail proc. So there you saw I was trying to attack. I can't attack through it. The damage from the retail, and especially if we actually get hit from the rest. It looks like he gives himself retail in the middle of what is otherwise a regular attack. It's looking pretty good so far, though. So there, we have to stop again. Kind of okay because it gives me a chance to get initiative back. I'm hoping I don't have to do... Oh, I cancel cast there. That was dumb. Here we can just strafe out of that one. And that's nice. There I tried to dodge his snipe thing and I don't really think that that did anything convincing. Man, we got so little CC. I mean, I know I could be headshotting, but I just don't want to spend the initiative, basically. My god, he went far on that one. Wait. Retail's up. Don't do it there. This is okay. This is pretty good right now. We get a lot of attacks from behind. Looks like that we're almost at 100% crit chance of that. We can elite up again. We're doing pretty good on the meter as well right now. Just need to remember that about this build. Staying behind is really important. Do that again. Oh, their instructions are really, really lame. Okay. Ow, careful, dude. My health's like a yo-yo. It's like Guild Wars 1 600 HP tanking or something. Of course, it wouldn't be if I was just paying closer attention. Oh my god, someone's using the birds. I think I just heard a privateer rune bird. We are sort of able to brute force through it right now. It's kind of nice. No! So far away. There you go, that's good. We can just break that bar again. Come on! Oh, he moved. It's going to break all the way over there now. Stay behind him. Oh, that's a really good animation chain there. He's probably going to retail now, so... Oh no, he's moving. After this then? There it is, yeah. Is it me, or did he scale massively and get way tankier suddenly? Because he is not dying anywhere near as fast as he was earlier. Like, not even remotely. Should I stop to res these guys? But, I mean, if they just go down again... I don't know. People res me when I go down, so it's only fair, I guess. It is open world. And they are scaling it up. No, see, I think... Is that the same guy dead again? I mean, I don't think we're going to run out of time. We've got 4 minutes left, which is fine. There I did 3 volleys. Oh, come on. What? I think it's because I got hit too much by the... the meteors that he was summoning. Nope, I'm not going to do it that time. I'll wait. Okay. Alright, that's that one. That's good. Oh, it's the healing coalescences. Right. Okay, we're not actually making progress. He's healing majorly. Do I need to hit the coalescences? Because this tactic is not working. Or it sort of is-ish. As long as he keeps moving away like that, I'm pretty happy. Oh, that's good. Come on, man. That's bull crap. He was on a break bar. No, it's not bull crap. The start of the animation puts the retail on, so obviously it's going to stay there. I know. I know. Oh, my God. And he's just going to chain straight into it again. What a dick. Guys, we're actually not going to get this kill. %15 health. We got 2 minutes to sort our lives out. Keep them CC'd away, maybe? There's another one coming in right now. 8% health. Nope. He moved away from it, which is pretty good for us. 6% health. 4%. 3. He's going to heal big. There's 2 of them. Oh, he moved away. Oh, he killed himself. Amazing. Thank Christ for that. Oh, my God. All right. My goody woodness. And with that tour, that brief tour of Path of Fire, a variety of content. We got some races in there. We got some events in there. We got some bounties in there. We got some map completion. A true sampling. The only thing you didn't get to sample on the stream is the crafting side of it, which I did before we started here. The gates are closed. Great. I'm going to use a Springer to just bypass your mechanics because screw you. And we're going to end it off with the Mystic Coin economy shenanigans. And we're going to throw one in the well. And we're going to get a badass little Big Adventure sounding rifle, which I'm actually so chuffed with. Here we go. It's there, right? Oh, no, that's the Vabian Affinity Analyzer. Hold on. This is for all the wallflowers and the people looking for dates. This is Guild Wars 2 Tinder right here. We need to come down. Here we go. Make a wish. All right. I would like to make a wish, please. Or offer a mystic coin and make a big wish. A plaque reads, "The Well of Tribute. Light dances off the piles of coins in the bottom of the well. Your coin plinks as it joins the riches at the bottom of the well, and you discover a small package at your feet. The wish granted. Ah, wish for accuracy. Double click to gain a moderate amount of karma. And the cursed flintlock is complete. Oh, man. I'm excited. So, this build doesn't even run it. Let's equip this bad boy. Alright. So, this... You guys won't even care that much about the sound effect, right? That's about to play. You won't even care much. But listen, this is so infused with nostalgia for me. It's unbelievable, alright? So, you ready? Listen to this. I haven't heard it since... The only time I've heard this is someone running around Lion's Arch like a few weeks back with it. And I was like, what's that rifle? And they were like, yeah, it's the new Path of Fire Elite Spec one. So here we go. So you'd expect this to be like... It's kind of a realistic looking, like, you know, desert sniper kind of thing. I don't know. So you'd expect it to sound, you know, proper realistic, military realistic. But instead the devs put, like, basically a, like, laser gun sound effect on it. So here we go. You ready? That... Not the one you just heard, but the one before. That's the one. Oh, man. Is that how the normal skin sounds as well? I love it. I think it's great. There's some whingy, picky, nerdy-ass bitches in chat saying it sounds bad. And they can screw off. It's the coolest sounding thing in the world. Love it. Oh, is that just how the Deadeye rifle sounds? That's just Deadeye skill sounds, is it? Is that really how all Deadeye skills sound? I'm such an idiot if it is, because I thought that... I didn't recognize that from the betas. So here's the regular one. Yeah, I guess it's all of them. I didn't even realize. I guess it's just they all sound like that. So that's a bit weird. So the Elite spec changes the sound of all the... Has there been any other example of that? Being a Renegade doesn't change all short bows how they sound, does it? I didn't change the gun. Yeah, I did. I changed to regular now. The Cursed Flintlock doesn't look much different. Oh my god, why? And now he's evading. Do you know what this game needs? It needs mobs that will only spawn when you press M on the world map, attack you, and then evade for about 20 seconds straight. I think that would be the best thing for Guild Wars 2 ever. Each ability can have unique sounds. Yeah, I guess, right. Yeah, we have seen that in some places. That's crazy. Well, so it's not even this skin that's that special then. It's just that's how Deadeye sounds. Try a random rifle. Well, it's not like I come carrying billions of rifles around with me. Those are the only ones I've got, and I can't be bothered to go to the bank and dick about with this. All I know is I like that sound effect, and I'm pretty happy with it. The druid stuff. Oh, yeah. Well... Oh, yeah. I could just change the skin. Well, but I don't want to... Well, hold on. I'll reskin the exotic one. I don't like reskinning the thingy ones. So let's just go the Annelid rifle from Triple Trouble. Yeah, it is. It's just how they sound. So I wonder why the devs went with kind of a laser sound for Deadeye. If you had the concept art for the Deadeye, and if you had the ideas for the Deadeye and all of that, and you had the skill art for the Deadeye, and you were told to make some sound effects for Deadeye skills, you would go lasers? And you have the lore for the Deadeye and how they came about in the desert. Actually, what is there some lore that justifies the lasers? How does it sound prone? It sounds the same. Wow. You'd like a nice, powerful, snipery sound? Well, how does the Predator sound? Does the Predator then change it back? Maybe the Predator changed it back. Well, anyway, there you go, guys. That's the stream. That's what I wanted to do. I will figure out what I want to do for tomorrow. Maybe we will go and do Serpent's Eye. That could be fun. And we roll into figuring out what some of the other stuff is. So, yeah. Cheers, everybody. Admiral of Cabbages says, QT has a lot of members taking breaks. Who do you think the community will listen to now for meta builds? Whoever steps up to the plate. That's all it takes. Just someone to step up to the plate. And hopefully people do. And Predator will just overwrite, yeah, like most of them overwrite. Like Incinerator will overwrite dagger autos for Ellie, for example. And so on with the sound effects and the visuals and stuff. Speaking of snipers, I hope we get to meet Scarlet's Char's sniper mentor Asagai. Weren't all those mentors actual characters from in-game already? Is Asagai someone we never met? Well, anyway. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks very much for that lovely host earlier. Thanks for the subs and all that good stuff. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Catch you next time, guys.